Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's happening? Tell me what's going on. I need to know. It's another day, it's another you, it's another me. It's Christmas Eve. Who'd have thunk it? What a year. What an absolute year it's been. Sick. I don't know what we're going to do today. I've got a game to cast that looked very, very interesting. And yeah. I don't even know what that means, make it good, but I appreciate you. Nimonoom, Merry Christmas, my friend. Anubis, you are a treat being here. Halsey, what's going on, my good dude? Merry Christmas to you as well. Paid, what's happening, my friend? Yeah, let's, I've got a game to cast, so I'm not going to mess around too much. I did plan on playing some games today, but let's just jump over here. Last time, this thing is taking a while. Also, I was having issues with my YouTube stream the other day, so hopefully that's just fixed itself because I haven't even looked into it to see why that might have happened. Let's watch this game. There should be a nice fun one, I think. Are we moving correctly? Yes, we are. All right, let's go. Are you gonna work? No, you don't want to work. Oh, there we go. Let's go. What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I am back with some more Age Mythology Retold action in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as the Blue Zeus. It is none other than Age Mythology's very own third or fourth place, I can't remember, I've already forgotten, finisher of the Challengers League. His name is Izumato, effectively putting him in the top 20, right? That's what that means, because you have the top 16 from Champions, and the Challengers who place top 4, they're top 20. That's literally how it works. On the other side of the map, in the red color, playing as Tsukiyomi, everyone's favorite god to hate at the moment. His name is Joe. He is public enemy number 1. He has abused Egyptian since the since the invention of the wheel, basically. And now he goes, you know what's better than Egyptian? Well, Egyptian, except the chariot archer comes out of your barracks, basically. And he goes, great, I'm going to play that. So he's playing some Tsukiyomi for us today. Should be an interesting one. Izumato's been playing some very, very nice Zeus lately. I'm really interested to see how these guys are going to be going at it at the top level. Lots of problems to have to overcome early on from the Tsukiyomi, especially with regards to things like early bolt, for example, on, say, a samurai or a bushi or an Onnomusha, I guess. You don't have to bolt the myth unit, but those sort of options are available while attacking in with Jason and Heracles and getting yourself out that super early Olympian patronage, which can be very, very good. We are seeing the temple coming up with 2 villages over here. Let's check out some relics, see if there'll be any impact. We've got that Ula's bow. Always nice. Fantastic relic for whomever picks that one up in this matchup for sure. Over here, we've got that Dwarven Horseshoes. Another amazing relic here for our Tsukiyomi player. Might not be a terrible idea to grab that one. Well, of course, it's a good idea for the Zeus to grab it as well. Just keep it away from the Tsukiyomi. But nonetheless, down the bottom, we got the Khopesh of Horus. 1x versus myth units. Will be very nice there for both players to grab, but definitely one that Izumato is going to want to get his hands on here. And then over onto this side, we have the Demeter's Throne, which is going to be some storehouse build time reduction, cost reduction, and all the other good stuff. As Athena is on the way, and Izumato is going to be looking for some very, very early pressure. There is no doubt about it. He's got the villager on the favor here as well. He's going for the Jason. He's going to get himself the Heracles out. He will be over in his opponent's base very, very quickly to put a lot of damage on. The question is, what do you do after this? Because I mean, this is just this is the obvious thing to do right now with Zeus. This upgrade here, I'll just show you it right in this spot. Olympian Parentage, it was changed a while back, or maybe like last patch or the patch before, to give hero regeneration, and they took away the train time speed on it. And basically all that means is in the early game, any amount of early pressure you try to put on, that's going to get healed up. After that, you don't really see the regen being super impactful. Of course, like if you take a little bit of a fight somewhere, it's fine. As this Miko over here really does need to pick up this relic as the Jason is wandering in. Is it a big fake? Oh, that's a sad, sad Miko right there. He had the upgrade and everything, just forgot to do it. And unless a couple of those Kitsune now out looking for pressure as the walls are coming up on the front here. I love this play from Joe. This is super Egyptian orientated. It's from the Egyptian playbook in a big way. If your opponent advances really fast and is looking for early pressure and things like that, you can easily just throw up a couple of buildings, get the nice walls in, have your base nice and defended up here. As really the only weakness in Joe's base is going to be this wood line over here. Food situation as well, as he has to move onto this chicken over here as the Heracles comes through and is looking for a little bit of forward pressure. And you can see here that the Heracles will take a little bit of damage here from the Talent Center, but it will get healed back up. You don't really want to be taking these trades. Of course, the Heracles gets down low HP a little bit, but you really don't want to be taking these trades because it's just going to go back into HP. As a villager does get sniped over here, there's a little bit too much pressure onto this position. Heracles coming through, trying to pick this villager off as it does end up getting taken down. 2 kills from the Minotaur Heracles duo here as Heracles chasing after the Miko, coming back over here to try and hit those villagers. Yeah, the Miko actually does end up going down, doesn't garrison there. I'm surprised to see no bolt onto that Bushi for the time being, as the Jurikumo is going to get charged down, and Heracles still alive here, can just pull back, go back up to full HP. Of course, it's going to take some time, but still an option there, as now the Miko over here also under some pressure. Heracles trying to chase that one down, but it looks like the Miko will not get back into the town center as another sniper. Now the hoplites are coming through. The pressure is well and truly on the way here, as I was talking up the Heracles just going to be able to heal up, but down to 15 HP, that's not really a lot. And the Naginata Rider is going to be attempting to defend this one here. Restoration actually coming through, and that's going to get this one back up a lot of HP. I'm not exactly sure how this works. I think if you're sitting still for like a little bit of time, non-idle targets are healed at 0.5x. So it's 50 HP a second. If you go into idle, which I think takes like a second or two of idle, it'll go up to 50 HP a second rather than 25 HP a second. So you could probably fully heal your Heracles if you can put him into a state of idleness there. But nonetheless, a couple of units now trying to take down the temple, but the Bushi, not Yadi, what are they called? Yumi archers, more than out. And Izamado's early game pressure, while it has garnered him some nice advantage here, he's got to be careful with overcommitting on these sorts of attacks. The reason why is, yeah, you can heal off the damage with your upgrade, but Bushido is coming through. Every little bit of damage coming in onto this is Bushido, and Joe can just heal these guys back up with some more Miko coming out to heal them. So this isn't like this is really not a bad trade for Joe, so long as he doesn't lose any units and just gets them back up to full HP, as that Bushido is ticking in. But Izamato, he's got to be happy with this. He's done a lot of good damage. A stable now coming down. He's got himself the archery range. Military Academy. The stable is obviously coming through to try and deal with those Yumi archers. Toxotes do actually out DPS these bad boys, but the Yumi archers at 18 range already outspacing when you add on top of that, on top of them, the relic, which comes with it now. All of a sudden, they are even more scary. As you got to be so careful with these cavalry as well. Once you can get yourself a Kitsune in, they move at 6.3 speed, which is a lot. But you do have to be careful not to lose that Kitsune to straggler Heracles or Jason or anything like that. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of Hippias will be coming through, as well as Toxotes, Hoplites. For a second there, Izamato was maybe considering a heroic age, but decides, nope, let's spam. There is a world here where Izamato forces Swampland on the second gold mine and can just run without losing all too much. I've seen a bit of a discussion around this god power and it being a little too strong. But the one difference between, say, like a restoration or a lightning weapons, so to speak, is that, well, Swampland, you can just run away from the Swampland and then it gets 0 value. If your opponent runs away from a restoration, the restoration is still going to be healing your units. If you run from a lightning weapons, they can chase you and they can continue to get damage done as you run away. Whereas, yeah, the Swampland, you can't. It doesn't get that. So it does actually make a little bit of sense that if you're going to sit inside of that Swampland, you're risking losing a lot of units there. Because that's the whole idea. It's like, get out of this position. You should not be in this position. Is basically the premise of this god power. So if you ever see Swampland coming down, just run. Don't sit in it. It's not worth it. Just play for the next part of the game. It's not that important. At least until it gets changed, if it does end up getting changed. But nonetheless, these Naginata riders making their way through here. And there is a big fat opening into this main base, of which Joe really wants to take advantage of. He's now inside. He has alerted Izamato to his presence with the big red dots in there, but Izamato does not notice here as the villagers starting to go down. Loses 3 villagers there and a storehouse. No, he gets 1 villager out. 2 villagers and a storehouse, as the Naginata Ride is now coming up to the top here looking for these villagers. They get brought back into the main base. Coming over onto this side, however, Hippias trying to dive in onto this position here as the villagers have been idled over onto this side. You got to love the counter-attack angle here from Izamato. Joe has himself Hachiman pre-queued. He wants that upgrade. It's so helpful. Villagers on the temple now going down as these Naginata Riders are just getting having an absolute field day in the main base of Izamato. But both players are basically just idling all of their economy here, as now the Swampland does get dropped down. A couple of units do end up dying, but Izamato gets out without too many losses here. The only problem is, after all is said and done, who comes out on top? 31 villagers to 29, plus a Miko is out. Is this just the one? It is, no, there's 2 Miko, so it's literally a dead even game here in terms of actual income. Both players eyeing off a heroic age as well. as the Dionysus is pre-queued. A couple of units are just going to sit on this position now to defend. Needs just a little bit more food to come through as now Hachiman is on the way, and the terrifying early game is over. The terrifying early game is over, which means now Izamato has to start thinking about defense. Joe has gotten through the craziness of the early game. He now needs to get himself his copper armor, his copper shields, his copper weapons, and then he can new moon the armory, and he's going to be able to get himself up to full bronze, which gives him a gigantic power spike here. The only negative for Joe is that he's not going to have access to Swampland here. So no super aggressive plays are going to be available, and potentially just a couple of walls and some good positioning here should be enough to get for Izamato to get himself through the next part. Of course, there's also that Hachiman Shogun that's going to be coming through, which is going to be another issue to have to deal with. But still, no storehouse up as this villager. They might have actually saved the village. No, the village goes down. As Joe's raids still amounting to some big issues here for Izamato. He has not really protected himself. This is a big problem. He's protected up onto this side, but he keeps on letting Joe into his main base here, which is definitely not something you really want to have happen, as the villagers will make their way over onto this side. And Joe, he still hasn't quite gotten his upgrades, so there's a little bit more time for Izamato to play with. But Joe, he's got to have an inkling in the back of his mind of what this time feels like. So he can actually be planning to hit this attack. He needs to be moving over here, blocking these walls, and just be planning to hit this attack right on the completion of that copper weapons. Because then he goes straight to full bronze, huge amount of pressure, and Izamato will basically have to run, or he's going to need to have himself up some towers here. You'd love to have a fortress. Maybe there will be, as Joe not pushing forward is going to be actually losing a little bit of this timing advantage. But we'll have to wait and see. Random Tengu sitting off onto the bottom side of the map, just making sure no cheeky raids go through there as the walls are coming up over here. And Joe does go with the idea of a castle first and foremost on top of his gold mine, which I don't mind, but this is slowing him down quite a bit. That's 600 resources right off the bat. Then it's also the idle time of 8 villages for probably about 40 seconds or so, maybe more. So you're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of, I don't know, let's just call it 1,000 resources down the drain to get up a castle, which means that the timing is not going to hit as hard, and Izamato is going to feel very, very comfortable about putting up his own fortress here and looking for a defense. There is a lot of favor in the bank here as well. So all of a sudden, the fact that Izamato is not going to have any armory upgrades here, he does have some, but like not have full upgrades here, does effectively mean that restoration is going to carry him through at least a fight. So no crazy big timing as Joe not paying attention on his Naginata riders there. He's going to be losing a couple of those. He's going to be pulling those back. And we will be seeing Shaft Mine coming through for Joe as he's continuing to just mass up these units. Generally speaking, this isn't what you see from the Japanese play. You're normally seeing them kind of go, or not Japanese, the Tsukiyomi play. You're normally seeing them go pretty balls to the wall with this full bronze. Because the reason for it is, you see the differential in score. A lot of this is just because the upgrades have come through. As soon as Izamato gets his own upgrades, sure, he has to buy them, and that hurts, but the score difference is going to be getting much, much closer, and he's not going to be able to find the big advantages he should be getting with that new moon, which does mean that, to some degree, the advantage is actually on the side of Izamato, on the Zeus here, because he's got a restoration, because he's got bronze, and those are big god powers. He's also got a bolt there for the Tengu if that ever does manage to get somewhere scary. Not only that, one thing to keep in mind here is there's 10 pigs left for Izamato, plus the ones on the ground. On the other side, there's 2 pigs for Joe. Joe had to eat those early on, so he does have to be outside of his base on hunt. This isn't a bad thing to be outside of his base on hunt in terms of income. It just means his units are very, very out in the open and weak here. As Izamato now says, it's time to fight. Let's go. I've got bronze. I've got restoration. I've got myself bronze weapons and bronze shields now, but a great defensive position here for Joe does mean Izamato got to start thinking about the next part of this game, charging in here and trying to win right in this moment. Probably not going to happen all too often. Maybe going for some raids, hitting the main town center is an angle to go for, and all the other good stuff. A question in the chat about Bolt. You cannot bolt the Shogun. No, he has divine immunity, which means he can't be targeted by enemy god powers. Yeah. He can be targeted by friendly god powers, though, so things like Amaterasu's divine shield, solar shield, whatever it is. That one affects him, but he can't get healed. So there's no healing from that god power. As we do have Watatsumi pre-queued here. As Joe, this one's interesting. Joe's kind of missed his timing, and he's going to sit on the advantage that he has from the armory and try and convert that with a Mythic Age advance here. Only problem with this is Izumato can do the exact same thing, and who comes out in front after everyone loses their army? Well, probably the Zeus player is my guess. If you get a perfect Tempest versus the perfect Lightning Storm, both players then have to rebuild units. It's probably the Greek player that comes out in front on that one. Nonetheless, the raid's coming back in. Izumato pulling his villagers a little bit slowly. A little cheeky wall over here would be gigantic. Up. Nope, whoa, that's so brutal. Coming up to the top here, he does have another wall over onto this side. Thank you for the subscription, Viper. Appreciate you, my friend. Merry Christmas. As the villagers will pull back up to the top. Hoplites are just hanging over on here, trying to get around and deal with this, as a couple of those Peltast over onto this side are keeping these units at bay for the time being. You can basically see that, realistically, Izumato shouldn't really be wanting to fight here. The Naginata Riders coming around and cutting off the retreat here is going to be huge. Does he spot it? Answer is no. He doesn't spot it. Or he does spot it, but too late. He could have cut off and got a couple of shots off there, maybe gotten close to heavy, but that's not going to be in there anytime soon. Odysseus coming through. We're also going to have some catapults, Metropoli on the way to maybe try and push. Generally speaking, I wouldn't, unless you've got yourself the forward position, like where you're going to be sieging, I wouldn't build a Petropolis. Reason being is you're going to have to sit out here and defend it, which does allow your opponent to set up on you. So this can be a little bit dangerous here. If we take a quick look at the armor differential, Izumato is only missing bronze armor here, and he's feeling like he doesn't need it because his hoplites have already got enough bronze armor. So he's taken an advantage there by saying, I'll skip that upgrade, and then we'll move forward. As another castle coming up for Joe on the top. Watatsumi is on the way here. Realistically, all he has to do is actually take out the Petropolis and then pull back, and it's totally fine for him. The castle up here will be surviving. He's got 15 seconds remaining on that one as the Hydra up onto the top here, going after this position too. Bolt there onto the Tengu as bronze is going to be coming through. There will be some samurai popping out slowly but surely from the Shogun, but he's going to be pulling back behind his walls, back to his castle. The Peltast here are so strong, though, for Izumato on this position. It's not like the hoplites can just break through this spot and take it, but the Peltast are going to be able to kill off everything hanging out underneath this position. There's the Hydra coming around up onto the top. Naginata Riders popping through here, trying to deal with all of this. Hera on the way. Watatsumi now hitting as Joe gonna have to drop his Tempest down onto this position. He does go for it. The army splitting off, but a huge amount of damage there onto the front line as Izumato drops down to 67 population. Absolutely gigantic usage of the Tempest there. Meanwhile, behind this, we're going to be seeing the Shinigami. We're going to be seeing the Onmyoji. Everything else going to be coming through. But you do have to remember, Hera is on the way. Joe has the advantage now, but that Lightning Storm can flip it right back in a moment's notice here. As the Oyumi will attempt to break through this position, does have to take out the wall first. Because as you would expect, the Oyumi cannot target through a building. It's too big. It doesn't have the ability to go up and over. It goes straight through. So there is another unit. Is there another unit like that? The crossbow from the Chinese? Or does that one go flying? I think it goes up and over. Anyways, nonetheless, we've got the Onmyoji, we've got the Shinigami, we've got the units out for Joe. He's looking for a lot of pressure here. Realistically, Izumato shouldn't even be looking for a fight at the moment. He's got Lightning Storm to come through. Around onto the back here, the Heracles trying to get in onto this position to take out the Shinigami. As they have to pull back. If they die, it's not the end of the world. You can just, like, literally just... They come back from the dead. So, that they are literally the gods of death. The Shinigami, right? And here they are, Revenant Shinigami. Now, once they do start doing that, you might want to think about getting the upgrade, because that gives them another tier to come back through. And then their third tier, they are very, very strong. As we got their asymmetrical bows coming through. And so far, I'm looking at this game going, one player's got a Mythic Age God Power and a bronze in the back pocket. And the other player here has used every single one of his power spikes in this game. So what is Joe going to be able to do next? The Bellerophon diving in, Lightning Storm gets dropped down. That's going to be hitting villagers at the top as well, as the units here will be pulling back into the castle, keeping themselves alive. Up onto the top though, those villagers do end up dying. More units in the main base falling as the walls going down, houses going down. Castle getting taken down. Joe still has a very healthy army remaining, but like I said, there is still bronze in the back pocket for Izumato here. Is the army going to charge in onto these catapult, these Petropoli? The Peltas trying to get in onto this back line as well. Not going to be dropping that bronze just yet. Up onto the top, there is this castle there. As these villagers, I don't know what they're doing, but they will be heading over there. Does Izumato know about that? He does know that there's something going on over there, as the Petropoli can make their way up to this top side and be completely fine where that's concerned. Joe going to keep on pumping out Naginata Riders as Izumato makes his way to the top side of the map. Now they come over, going to take out the castle. Move on to this side, a couple of hoplites falling, but not too much of a big deal for Izumato. At this point, these like little mini losses really don't matter that much. Actually, the big question here is what upgrade do you go for here, or God Power do you go for here if you're Izumato? I'm actually feeling like the Restoration is maybe the better idea than a bronze, because he charges forward, and there he does decide to do it, which does mean that the hoplites are going to be able to stay alive forever on that front line, allowing the Peltash to clean up all of the Yumi horse archers, but simply just run away is not a bad idea where that's concerned, as the Bellerophon onto the top side just eating these villagers alive. He is such an insanely strong raider. He can also jump out of here if he wants to, as the Peltasts do get dove in onto this back position. The hoplites will be able to move over and start protecting them. The Naginata Riders getting a lot of good damage onto that fight. They're still a long way away from champion upgrades, as more Medusa are actually coming through. I love that idea. Medusa are such a strong unit against Japan, because all of their units effectively are high value units. So one hitting them is just max value. Some walls to come up to grab those Gazelle onto this side. The castle will end up going down. The villagers over here will end up going down as well. And Izumato showing the business here, as Joe has no gold. Well, he's a little bit of gold income remaining, but not much else. 5.4k military resource value to 1.1k. And Izumato takes the win against the terrifying presence that is Tsukiyomi in this one, showing everyone how it's done. I really like this. I think this is incredibly instructional into the way to play versus this god. So the natural tendency in Age of Mythology for people who have got no idea what they're doing is to say, oh, we're playing the game, right? we're both at an equal point, right? Nothing's happened. I haven't lost any villages. They haven't lost any villages either. That means I should be looking for like little bits of value here or there, little bits of raids here or there, or maybe taking a fight if it feels favorable for me, like in terms of like the engagement angle and things like that. All of those things ring true, except when we start mixing in power spikes. If your opponent's in a power spike, you really don't want to be taking a fight against them. And Tsukiyomi is full of these power spikes. New Moon, Swampland, this Watatsumi Tempest thing, the gate, all of this stuff, like the Tengu and with Shogun as well. All of this stuff is such big power spikes that what you want to try and do is you want to limit your opponent's ability to actually be able to take the fights inside of those moments. Give yourself that extra time to actually get those resources in so you can catch up a little bit. And then you're going to be able to find yourself in a really nice position like Izumata did here in order to break back against all of this. This is a super instructional game from Izumata. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game. If Joe goes the other god, if he goes, yeah, Wakaninushi, I think it would have been interesting, to be honest. Because like the Tempest did a lot there. Like the Tempest, I mean, like, come on. This was 4,000 down to 1,100. I think that's full iron there. Sounds like Japan is so OP. Not really. I do think they fall off in the late game. That's the point, right? The point is you're playing against a god that is full of timing, like that is trying to push you. So you have to defend. You are the defender in like 99% of these matchups against Japan. Of course, there are like little differences like Kronos Rush or like a Norse Rush or something like that that can be difficult to defend for the Japanese. But I don't know if I would go out to say that they're just overpowered because they have early game power spikes. It's kind of like Atlanteans in Legacy, right? They were incredibly powerful early on in the early stage of the game, incredibly powerful in the mid stage of the game, and then they fell off a cliff in the late game. So that's part of how the balance sort of works. Like you could win against an Atlantean player like 2 versus 4 town centers in Legacy, for example. So these sorts of situations, I think it's part of Age of Mythology. It's hard to wrap your head around, but I think once you realize how it works, then these things start feeling a lot more fair. I think that the Bushido system could have some tweaks to it, but I don't think it's I don't think it's an inherently bad system. You missed the old Atlantean favor? What do you... No, you don't mean that. You don't mean that. There's nothing fun about, hey, just get an extra Townsend and you get extra favor in. There's nothing fun about that. Oracles, you can choose how much favor you get in by building out extra oracles. Much better. I mean, if you ask me with regards to Bushido, all I would say that needs to happen is you have to research the tech. It goes down to free, and then you have to research it. That's I think that's all that has to happen for it to feel not unfair. So yeah, and that has to take like how long does it take to research one of these technologies? If you understand what it means by needing to research the tech, then you'll understand why it's a good idea. So you get 20 seconds on the medium guardhouse, you get 30 seconds on this one and 40 seconds on this one. So yeah, that would be what I would say. Basically, it means you have to get to the next age to be able to unlock the next tier of Bushido. Not unlock it, but like get the next upgrades. Ajma, Merry Christmas, my friend. All right, let's find another game to cast a Rooney. It's fun. Ugh. I am tired, but that's okay. Which one should we watch? Let's do this one. I want to play best of 3 random god? Oh, we can, but let me cast one more game first. Oracle's Scout should not be used for favor, especially when it can't defend itself. It can defend itself, just heroize it. Let's watch this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the left-hand corner of the map, playing as the speediest of speedy settings in the world. We have ourselves Pegasus. He is playing as Poseidon. In this game, he is up against none other than Andreucino di Melanzane. I hope you appreciate my Italian. I hope that's it. Italian, is it? Anyways, it's just a random game here. This one's really interesting because of the certain god path that a certain player goes through this. So I'm pretty excited to see what he's going to pick. Maybe we've got the feather of Jingwei on the top there. Getting some wood income very slowly. Got the Kui drum. Over onto this side is some hit points being... when hit points are lost, you get a little bit more damage on your heroes. On the bottom side here, we've got a Pygmalion statue. Always nice there for some extra hit points on the villagers. And finally, Anvil of Hephaestus on the bottom of the map. Now, you guys might be asking, well, which player goes for the interesting minor god? Is it going to be... And which god is interesting? Well, we've got 3 different choices here. We've got Zeus, or 4 different choices. We've got Zeus going for Athena or Hermes. And I hate to say it, but both options on this map spawn. Both options on this map spawn feel very, very good here for Andre. The other side here, if I saw this map, I would be thinking Hermes is the god of choice 9 times out of 10 here for our main man Pegasus. He's getting his temple up, and I'm going to tell you, unless my sources have been telling me fat fibs, he picks Ares, which makes no sense in this matchup. No sense in the slightest. Let's have a little look-see. Is it going to be Ares? Temple up. Ares. Okay. So, we've got ourselves something very peculiar here. Now, let's think about why Pegasus might be considering this, what he wants to be doing in particular to make this work. So first and foremost, the unit to be really worried about against Ares is if your opponent just goes for a whole bunch of centaur. Reason being is we can just shoot and scoot the entirety of the map. The Atalanta is not fast enough to catch out the Spirited Charge centaur, and also Hippias can block that Atalanta and do some good things there as well. But we are seeing Athena, so obviously Andre doesn't know what's coming for him, and he does decide the Athena approach. Now, Athena in this matchup generally means you're either going to open Hippias and look for basically a defensive game plan against like a whole bunch of Hippias coming your way, or you're just going to be going for a second town center. So yeah, in this one, the Cyclops is out. Archery range coming down on the back there as Atalanta is on the way. And Pegasus, simply put, wandering across the map, and he is looking for early game pressure. A bolt wanting to be forced out. This villager is a very, very low HP. Andre cannot be losing that one as the bolt does get dropped onto that Theseus. They're not an ideal bolt in the slightest. As this villager over here also going down. In fact, Andre probably should be dragging the Rhino over to here. As another the villager might go down here as the Cyclops moving forward, 3.7 speed and a dream. This one over here will end up falling. That there, ladies and gentlemen, is a dead villager and a very, very happy, speedy Cyclops. As the Atalanta will wander in here and start shanking away at that Minotaur. Not much that can be done there, apart from trying to snare up that Atalanta, as we do see in the main base a lure getting dropped down onto these chickens. A little bit surprised to see him drop it over here. Putting it onto the back chickens sort of makes a lot of sense, but not what we're going to be seeing here. Nonetheless, Military Academy stable coming through as Pegasus is going to be going for mass Toxotes. So I've seen him do this with Hades, where he goes Ares, he goes Cyclops, and he goes as many of these Bow of Horror Toxotes as he possibly can. Bow of Horror is a technology which has recently been ninja buffed. I say ninja buffed because like it's a tiny buff, but effectively the Archer or the Toxote went from a 1.1 attack speed down to a 1.0 attack speed, which basically just means that the amount of bonus damage you get from having the DPS getting increased, you just get more DPS. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. And it's just more DPS here for our main man, Pegasus and his Toxotes. But for the moment, just continuing to pump these out. We'll be dropping a Military Academy here. This is so strange. You look at the difference in the armies. One player is making Minotaur Hippias for the moment, and the other player is going Toxote Hoplites. Because why not? Because why not? That's just what they want. Makes perfect sense. Over onto the bottom side, cleaning up a couple of goats here. If he can try and sneak those back home, he's going to be a very happy sailor. As the Enyo's Bow of Horror to come through. And I've talked about this before, but Enyo's Bow of Horror, not only does it give an extra 10% bonus damage, but it also gives plus 20 on the movement speed of those arrows, which basically just means they're going to be hitting their targets a lot more consistently. Because there's less airtime for the opponent to actually be dodging said arrows. As the upgraded Minotaur comes through, and Andre says, stables, Minotaur, and a dream here. Incredibly gold expensive and gold priced here from Andre. I love the idea. I just feel like it will be better with hoplites. I know his opponent is making Toxotes, but if you can get the Minotaur in to just headbutt the Toxotes like the other way, like towards your hoplites, then all of a sudden it doesn't really matter. Of course, the same is kind of true for the Hippias, but it's just so gold costly. The expense of gold is vast. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But 80 gold, Hippias, 180? Yeah, 180 gold bull Minotaurs. Over onto the other side. Now, Pegasus says, it's time to move forward as the heroes are spotting what's coming for him, but Andre kind of caught out a little bit. Going to have to pull back into his main base as these Hippias are going to try and sneak through here. There is a little bit of a gap, which I think Pegasus has made for himself so that he can garrison into this sentry tower, but he's not paying attention on this raid here. Loses one villager. This other villager might also go down into the main base here. The army has simply just been pushed back. No value in, but there is a significant military difference here as a Hippias over here does end up going down, trying to snipe that villager underneath the main town center. Is losing a lot of HP on these raids as Pegasus is going to be more than happy to just sit there with his Toxotes face tank as the Hippias need to get out of there. Now the main base going to be taking more and more pressure. Hoplites, Toxotes, those 4 Bull Minotaurs look scary, but when there's 2 heroes here, you need something to deal with those heroes. There's not enough Hippias here. There's not enough other unit. You need a mix of units, as we are going to see some now archery ranges getting dropped down. There is obviously a restoration available, whereas there's no classical age god power for Andres. This could be something that he could attempt to go for, as the Hippias diving past. He does end up losing one. You can see this Enyo's Bow of Horror doing work here, as normally you would not be hitting those arrows at this stage in the slightest, as the Minotaur dive in. Restoration needs to get dropped here. He now pops that one down, as this Minotaur over here will end up going down there as well, as the Minotaur charge in onto the back here to take out the Toxotes there as well. But he needs to pull back, doesn't really want to be losing anything else. And he does manage to pull out with the remainder of those Minotaurs. But there's still plenty of units remaining here now for Pegasus, as Andre in a lot of trouble. So trying to charge in here and dodge these arrows, I'm telling you, even 5.5 speed, it's a difficult thing to dodge the Ares Toxotes for anything. Let alone like a hoplite or a Hippias is quite slow. There's Andre. Still got to be feeling like he's okay in this position. He just needs some more units out. If he can deal with those heroes quick enough, then his Minotaurs are going to be absolutely gigantic. He's still just trying to dodge these Toxotes, but it's just not, like, it's not a thing. They basically have ballistics. Well, yeah, they basically have ballistics in the classical age. Mr. Jason dives into the tower, and Andre, his gold situation is now starting to look a little bit dire. He's going to have another restoration available for himself, but does that even matter? Really, what he needs is units. Military differential here, 45 to 29. Like, if you think about how much favor or how many resources are in the bank for this favor that he's just grabbed, that's 1,000 resources. So he could be in front by like 1,000 resources here if he just spent the resources. Maybe only put 2 villages on favor, put some villages on food and gold and wood, and then went for a whole bunch of other units. And now we got that Phobos's Spear of Panic to come through for Pegasus. Which is pretty scary, because now the hoplites for Pegasus, they're way better than the Zeus hoplites. Of course, Athena hoplites are going to be making them even better, but no upgrades for them just yet. As Pegasus just going to keep pumping units out, and he's got himself up on the top. Random Toxote, checking out this gold mine. Random Goat, checking out this gold mine. A little trick here, I don't know if Pegasus is doing this, but a little trick here if you want, is basically you just come over and you put a control group onto your goat. And if you note that control group has disappeared, of course you can just look at the minimap, but if you note that control group has disappeared, you will say, oh, hang on, someone's over there. They've checked out that gold mine. We should probably go check it out again. As the villagers charging forward, there will need to be another restoration getting dropped in here. These villagers could jump into this fight and get involved here, especially with this restoration, but he's still holding onto it for some reason. 135 favor. What is Andre doing? I do not understand. He wins the fight, but no restoration, and he's going to be losing villagers. Has he won the fight? I guess so. There's a hoplite over here. Will end up falling. Toxotes over here trying to make a run for it. Andre has got onto his gold mine, loses a lot of villagers for it. But man, that's painful there. I don't know why he didn't drop the second restoration. It was like a guaranteed win on this position to grab that gold mine, not lose a single villager, and be in a really good spot. Pegasus now, he's on his second gold mine, but his income is just going to be so much more than Andre for the next little bit. And now there's no Minotaurs remaining either, which he obviously really needs. And Pegasus will be returning back to attack this very, very shortly. Copper weapons, copper shields coming through. On the other side, Andre does have his own copper shields upgrade, so that's helping him out a little bit. I mean, here's another option. You could just go back into the Minotaur, save up 55 favor, bolt Atalanta, and then snipe down the Theseus, and then that forces your opponent back out of a fight in the Classical Age as well. There's so many different amazing ways to use favor for to get massive amounts of value for Zeus in the Classical Age in this Greek mirror. One more Toxotes going to be coming in. Aphrodite going to be the next move here. This is really smart from Pegasus. He knows he's just grabbed a huge income lead. So why not just keep massing units, sit back and wait? What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is Hippias raids. That is literally the worst that can happen for him. A couple of Toxotes going down over here. There's a couple of Hippias take a little bit of damage on their retreat there, but Aphrodite will will become a very apparent threat to Andre momentarily, but Pegasus is feeling like he can actually move forward here, which I'm not sure he really can, and he does notice that. He goes, okay, you got a lot of units, let's pull back. No problems. A couple more military buildings coming up now for Pegasus as he's got to spend all of his resources here. And Andre will move down to the bottom side, grab himself some more food. I mean, there's just so much favor. I'm just looking at this favor just continue to tick up, and I'm just like, what are you waiting for? What are you saving for? You've got those, you've already got the upgrade of the Minotaur. May as well go for it as Pegasus goes, I'm ready to charge in. Let's take the fight. I've got Curse. No Nemean Lion for the fight, but drops that Curse beautifully on top of those Hippias there as the Hoplites to pull up to the top side. The Toxotes are going to be doing so much damage as Restoration there finally coming in, but too little too late after the Heracles and Jason already dead. Good control here from Pegasus to dodge away from those Toxotes, but now the tanky units to come in onto the front. You still have to remember those Toxotes, they've got so much damage. Ballistics is also coming through here for Pegasus to make those Toxotes even more strong. And Andre loses everything as he gets pushed off of this gold mine, and he is left wondering, why did I not spend that beautiful, beautiful favor that I had instead of making all of these not as good units? Like, bolt Atalanta, get yourself 3 more Minotaur out, Restoration. I don't even think, unless the Curse hits all 3 of the Minotaurs, which I don't think it can. Maybe we could kill 2 Minotaurs off. But anyways, it'll be on top of a whole bunch of Hippias there as well. Unless the Curse gets like 2 out of 3 of those Minotaur, they will absolutely wipe these units and at the very least keep Andre going in this game. But the better question was, why didn't we Restoration on the first push out? Get the villagers involved. Restoration on villagers means they're doing 6 damage per second while not dying with infinite HP. It's a huge DPS boost for the 5 seconds or so, 6 seconds that the Restoration is up for. And then you can just jump over onto the gold mine, enjoy, because your opponent would have had to have run anyways. But a well-played game from Pegasus, showing off the tech, making those Toxotes with that Enyo's Bow of Horror. I love that usage there. A little bit of differential in military as it's very, very close. You can say Andre killed a little more, but he did also build those very strong Minotaur. But he did have somewhat of an advantage there in terms of the armory. And I think he could have found a win here inside of his strat. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game. Alrighty. Christmas fireworks, exactly. How's everyone going? What's good? What's going on? It's Chrono JJ. Hey, bud. What are we going to do next? Are there any Christmas mods out? Clone Clash 4-player. Paranoia calls? All right. What are we going to do here? So we can just see if anyone wants to play a game. And if not, we can look for another game to cast while we wait. Let me have a look. That could be an interesting one. I'm sorry, Tupid. Oh, Ironhide, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, my dude. Merry Christmas, you legend. Love you. Sorry, Tupid. We're looking for some other competition. Alright, we'll play Kenzie. I did see this game that I might cast after. I'll play 1 versus Kenzie maybe. Where did it go? I just lost it. There it is. All right, let's go. Yeah, I got an interesting game. It's another Poseidon game, but you guys will love it. Alright, we got ourselves a cheeky little...
Ja, something. Veiðimaður. Skipan? Satt. Veiðimaður. Tilbúð. Satt. Ég vil.
A cheeky little one of these games.
Hver það? Ég vil. Veiðimaður. Skipan? Ég vil. Satt.
I haven't played this matchup in forever. We're trying things here. I think we definitely go Heimdall in this matchup. Without question, Heimdall is the answer. Okay, let's... Yeah. Oh shit, did I build another ox cart? I totally did. Fuck.
Tilbúin. Timbursveit. Já,
Hver þar? Tilbúin?
Ég vil. Satt. Samþykkt.
Skipan?
Skipan? Hver þar? Skipan?
How much is it? 35.
Já. Skipan? Tilbúin. Hver þar? Já. Skipan? Ég vil. Skipan?
Já, tilbúin.
Já, tilbúin. Skipan? Til skipa samþykkt. Tilbúin. Tilbúin. Skipan?
Já.
Já. Satt. Veiðimaður. Hver er þar? Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já. Til sa. Já. Já, ég vil. Ég vil samþykkt. Til sa. Samþykkt.
Skipan, hver er það? Ég grjótsveinn.
Hver er það? Veiðimaður.
Skipan?
Tilbúin. Ég veiðimaður.
Tilbúin. Skipan? Ég vil. Satt. Timbursveit. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já. Hver er það satt? Ég vil. Já. Atra. Já. Já, ég samþykkt. Til orustuslag. Skipan. Tilbúin. Hver er já? Ég já samþykkt. Skipan. Tilbúin. Atrás. Já. Já. Ég já. Hver er það satt? Atrás. Til já. Atrás.
Ég vil. Tilbúin.
Ég já. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já.
Tilbúin. Já, já. Hver er það? Já, samþykkt.
Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég já. Til orustuslag.
Já.
Skip. Atrás.
Já. Tilbúin.
Til já. Já. Til orustuslag. Já.
Skip grjótsveinn.
Tilbúin. Já.
Já. Í samþykkt.
Skipan. Tilbúin. Já.
Skipan.
Hver er það? Já. Ég vil.
Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Skipan.
Já. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Satt. Já. Satt. Ég já.
Hey.
Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Satt. Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Já. Samþykkt. Hver er satt? Já. Ég vil. Til. Já. Já. Samþykkt.
Já. Samþykkt. Timbursveit.
Skipan.
Samþykkt.
Til skipan. Hver er það? Satt. Já. 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 Samþykkt. Hver er þar?
Skipan.
Tilbúin. Já.
Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Hver er það? Til satt. Samþykkt. Ég skip tilbúin. Hver er þar? Já. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Hver er það? Já. Satt. Já. Tilbúin.
Ég vil.
Hver er það? Samþykkt. Já. Ég samþykkt. Já. Skip. Hver er þar? Satt. Atrás. Já.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Já. Ég já. Já. Ég já. Til orustuslag.
Já.
Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Samþykkt.
Ég já.
Já. Veiðimaður. Veiðimaður. Hver er þar? Veiðimaður. Veiðimaður.
Tilbúin. Já. Satt. Já. Hver er það? Til satt. Ég vil. Skipan. Já. Tilbúin. Satt.
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Hver er það? Já. Já. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Til satt. Skil. Já. Ég já. Satt.
Okay.
Ég vil. Hver er ég samþykkt? Hver er það? Satt. Til skipan. Tilbúin. Já, satt. Til ég samþykkt. Já, tilbúin. Hver það? Já, ég satt. Tilbúin. Skip satt. Ég satt. Já. Hver satt? Ég vil. Samt atrás. Tilbúin. Já, ég satt. Ég til já.
Samþykkt tilbúin.
Já, hver til orustu slag. Já, tilbúin.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Skip. Já, satt. Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Mad lag.
Atrás.
Ég vil.
Hver þar?
Já, já.
Ég vil. Já, satt. Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Að sæk, já.
Já. Tilbúin. Tilbúin.
Já.
Já, ég satt. Já.
Ég samþykkt.
Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Ég samþykkt.
Ég satt.
Samþykkt.
Ég vil. Hver það?
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já, samþykkt.
Samþykkt.
Já, samþykkt. Ég vil.
Hver það? Já, ég veiðimaður.
Hver það? Já, ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Já, samþykkt. Tilbúin. Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Satt. Já, já.
Samþykkt.
Hver satt? Ég samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já, hver þar? Tilbúin. Já. Já. Til skipa. Hver það? Já, satt. Samþykkt. Til skipa. Satt. Ég vil. Já, já. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Skipan. Já, satt. Ég vil. Já.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Já, hver það? Já, samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Skip. Ég vil. Ég vil. Til orustuslag. Já.
Ég vil.
Sækir. Já. Sækir. Fram.
Já, ég vil. Já, satt. Samþykkt.
Ég. Já.
Hver það? Já, satt. Já, ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt. Hver samt til skip til satt. Já. Hver, já, ég vil.
Oh, fuck.
Já, ég satt.
Ég vil.
Skip, já, samþykkt. Já. Til ég, já, samþykkt. Hver ég vil.
Tilbúin.
Já,
Já. Grjótsveit. Grjótsveit.
Skip, já, ég vil. Tilbúin, samþykkt. Skipa.
Skipa. Grjótsveit. Grjótsveit.
Já.
Já. Hver samþykkt? Satt. Veiðimaður.
Ég vil. Já, ég satt. Til, já. Hver samþykkt? Já. Til því hver já. Hver, já, satt. Ég vil.
Já. Ég vil. Já. Já. Ég vil. Ég samþykkt. Já. Ég samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Já. Til ég samþykkt. Ég. Já. Ég til orustuslag. Já. Tilbúin. Já. Já.
Til orustuslag.
Til skipan. Já. Já. Til ég vil. Skipa. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Ég samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Get him!
Já. Ég. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Hey! GG! We did it! We used the horn! I think I've worked out how to play around the Einherry bugs.
Já.
Let's go. Heimdall is super effective now. You just got to use the horn manually. See? Micro.
Ég vil.
Freya wins here, does it? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Heimdall the best. better than all the rest. You can't beat the Heimdall. Heimdall always good.
Skipan.
I think if he goes Freya, I send Herso back home and just play defense. Yeah. The manual horn. It's the way forward. What do you mean it can still not work? I was using it in very specific situations. For example, chasing him down, running away. Those are the situations we use. All right, what do we want to do? I have a really, really cool game to cast. I feel like we're going to do that one. Is it this one? Ah, it is. All right, let's watch this game. I've already got it in here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, I bring to you a game that you must watch. This is a very important game because this is a banger. This is what we affectionately know and are calling bangers. Sometimes Stage Mythology games are good, sometimes they're bad, and sometimes they're bangers. And this is a banger in the right-hand corner of the map, ready to be the bringer of all things banging in this game. I don't know why I'm saying this so much, but his name is Deceive, and he is going to be playing some Kronos for us. Raw! In the left-hand corner of the map, playing as the red Poseidon. His name is Pegasus. I've been casting a lot of Pegasus games lately because I just think he's the best. He's one of my favorite players to watch, and just an all-around hilarious dude. So we'll see how he's going to go. This one, Pegasus is just really good at the game, so we'll see how he's going to go. Up into the top, we have ourselves the Cathara of Apollo, which is villager movement speed plus 10%. Over onto the bottom side of the map, there is the Oseberg Wagon, which is going to be an extra 10% movement speed for the caravans. AOM Moose with the Raid for the plus 25 viewer count. Also, if you haven't checked his YouTube, I'm sure you all have. There's really not that much Age of Mythology content out there, but go check out Moose. He's making some good stuff over on his little YouTube channel and things like that. Great casts and educational content. Over here, got the Staff of Dionysus, which is going to be regeneration rate plus 1 per second. And on the bottom here, we have the Eye of Horus, which is an extra population, extra 4 population for every single town center you get. Now, taking a look over at what Deceive is doing here, he is not going to be going for anything too crazy. This isn't going to be a Kronos rush. And one thing I want you to be very aware of, and this is just super important. I want you to just take a look at Pegasus's map right now. What did he see? What has he seen? And what sort of sigh of relief can he get from this? Well, he knows in seeing this mana that Deceive is not going for a 3-minute advance time. Now, if he was going for a 3-minute advance time, Pegasus would then go for a faster advance. He would easily dismantle the early attack and he would play from there. That would be the simple move. But because he sees the mana, he goes for a slightly later advance. He's still looking to advance slightly after the Kronos player. Advancing before the Kronos player, you don't really get a lot from that. So you want to be a slightly behind them, like 15, well, 1 villager behind, like 18 seconds behind. Something like that, if you can help it. Maybe go for 36 seconds behind, but generally not much more than that. But he saw the mana and he goes, great, let's move on from here. And he's going to be picking an interesting god here. He decides Ares yet again. He has been loving the Ares. He's been, I don't know whether he likes it because it's just different or if he actually thinks it's the way to go, or if he's just limit testing and just trying to see what's happening as this Oracle over here does move in and picks up the Katara of Apollo. In the main base, we even see Deceive not moving his temple forward for early attacks because he knows you don't get that value versus Greek. You don't. It just doesn't come through. Military barracks coming through here now for Deceive. Archery range coming down for Pegasus. Which is very interesting. I would never expect this when I'm playing as Kronos against a Poseidon. I would be expecting most of the time Hippias. Even with Ares, I would be expecting Hippias. And at the very most, I would be expecting Hoplite Hippias. But here we're seeing Toxotes, which is weird. And it's going to be weird for Deceive. Because, well, he doesn't even have himself a counter barracks out yet. But he wouldn't want the counter barracks anyways to deal with the Theseus and things like that. So he's going to have to be somewhat careful there as this Murmillo does get thrown away. He can heroize that one, bring it back in and take on a little bit of a fight as the Pestilence on the main base here. It's going to get a little bit of damage done, but not a crazy amount. And this Murmillo at any point here can simply just drop back into the tower and then heroize itself with Valor. So it's totally fine for him to do that sort of thing. No real worries where that's concerned. Charges back in here. Can look for some shenanigans there as well. Digo Dreaming, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs. Merry Christmas, my friend. If you guys are watching this on YouTube after the fact, it was Christmas. It's probably not Christmas anymore, but it might be. I don't know. You never know. But I appreciate you, my friend. Nonetheless, the Murmillos will be pulling back into the main base. We've got a counter barracks now coming up as the Toxotes have been spotted. As the Murmillo will pop around here and Deceive can start looking to heroize even more of these Murmillos. Now, on the one hand, Deceive has been getting a lot of value out of these Valors. On the one hand. This hand right here. On the other hand, he hasn't been getting the Valors onto his citizens, which is a loss of value. It literally is. Like, the best usage of Valor in terms of strictly resources is on your citizens. If you take a look here, it goes from 1.45 1.32. So you're getting like an extra resource every 10 seconds or something, basically. So it might not seem like a lot, but that'll go up over time and it'll be a huge help for you. As Deceive behind this all does something pretty crazy here. This is a really, really insane town center grab from Deceive. You're playing against Ares, who's got classical age siege potential. You're playing against Poseidon, who's got the speedier cav that can run around and raid you. And he's going for a talent center. Now, the good thing about this is Pegasus, or for Deceive, is Pegasus is going to have zero idea this is coming in. It's not a terrible talent center grab in terms of just timing wise. It's a little on the late side, finishing it up at 7 minutes when like a naked second talent center would be finishing up at like, I don't know, 4 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, I guess. So it's a big difference there, actually, like 3 minutes or so. But if Pegasus doesn't know, then Pegasus has to like figure something out here. He is basically making the right play, so to speak, even without knowing, in that he's going for Cyclops so they can walk forward and kill off something, get some actual damage done. But Deceive here, he just has to play defensive now. In fact, if he could be so sneaky as to move these citizens onto this gold mine and be mining this already, Kavoth style, now he gets a gigantic advantage. I say Kavoth style because he is sort of one of the first players to pioneer just the most obscene gold gather tactics while playing 2 town center. He was doing it back in Legacy with his Gaia, running around the map while on one town center, even trying to survive in the crazy matchups just by being places he really shouldn't be. But your opponent's not looking for them, so you get max value there. But nonetheless, the Cyclops charging in. They will be killing off one military building out of position here as Deceive. He's got his watchtowers up. He will have to bail off of this gold mine in his main base here as well. I mean, he does have some nice heroes on the back that he can use to try and take out the Cyclops. So he probably should be trying to get as much damage as he possibly can while the temple is going down, but he only finally starts to move forward now. Gets a couple of shots off as the Hippias now coming through to send those packing. 4 relics and a dream over here. Definitely don't want to be leaving those there, especially this one. Oh, never mind. It's got the I got done. I thought it was like a horse relic, but it's just the caravans. So the Terma charging forward. Terma heroes will be strong enough there as Deceive. Yeah, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about the top side of this map now. If he was playing as Uranos here, he would be so safe because he could just dive through the sky passage and be over on the other side of the map. But he's not. What he is doing, though, is he's moving on to this gold mine, which I love. These citizens here, though, they have not been spotted just yet. The town center does get spotted. These guys might need to just bail out up to the top for a little bit as the army over onto this side will start picking off a couple of those Toxotes nicely. Good control from both players here as Deceive pulling back, trying to just hold on to this position. Poking up those Toxotes is really important. The hero catapult is going after these bad boys for the time being. He's got to be very quick to defend his Terma. He doesn't have that garrison micro ability with the town center here because cavalry cannot garrison into a town center. It can into a sky passage or into a fortress type building, but not into the town center. Not into a tower either, I believe. Am I wrong on that? Yes, they cannot. They cannot garrison into a tower either. So it does make things just a little bit tricky when they're running back to their base, but nonetheless. Now, Pegasus, he is in some trouble. He now knows he's up against 2 town centers. He doesn't know when exactly that town center came up, but he knows he is on somewhat of a timer here. So he has to guess to some degree, or he needs to be looking for a big fat gold staff here, which really doesn't seem that good. Another option for Pegasus would be to just go for a second town center himself and try and survive on the second gold mine. Like, it is a pretty big differential in the income, but you can overcome that with just good military placement, good building placement, and things like that. So now Pegasus is thinking about where to go next. The Terma wandering forward. Bit of shoot and scoot would not go astray here. Ever so slightly damaging those Cyclops. Gets 1 kill as the army coming forward over onto this side yet again. Pegasus ready to take the fight here with 3 Cyclops. He lost 1 on the movement forward, but he's just not able to get past that town center. It's too dangerous for him to make it in. Meanwhile, behind this, rear is pretty cute. I don't feel like you've got that option to go heroic age here if you're Deceive. 2 TC, you've got to be like, okay, we got to figure out how to defend this. The citizens over here getting caught out as, I mean, there's 2 hero citizens. They won't get picked off by the Cyclops. He's out of there, so no problems. But a tower up onto this side. Another idea would be to just time shift the towers forward, and then you're starting to look like you've got some real defenses onto a town center. Only Kronos can really do that. You can put towers down as other civs as well, but if you put a tower on top of a town center, it becomes just a much more difficult position to actually break through. As the Cyclops charging over here, Citizen will start going down here as well. But so far, good defense from Deceive as he valors up a Citizen there, finishes the tower off over onto this side. Pegasus still trying to break through as onto the back line there. The Cyclops going to be coming through yet again. There's still a lot of damage needing to be done here from Deceive with these Terma, but there's only Toxotes really remaining, and 1 Cyclops is about to go down, and it looks to me like Deceive has more than defended for the time being. There's another tower to come through for Deceive. A military barracks will get shot up here as well. And now what? How can Pegasus make his way back into this game is the big question. Deceiver's got 15 villagers on wood right now. He needs gold income and he needs units. This is the opportunity for Pegasus to find some value here when the income is this far out of place, so to speak. Now the citizens have moved forward. Economic upgrades need to start coming through the pickaxe and hand axe and things like that on the other side here. Pegasus has got himself his own pickaxe as well. He's actually spamming out Cyclops in this game, as many as he possibly can. There is an angle to go for a 50 favor Pestilence here, just to knock off the towers that are on this spot. There is no crenellations in either, as a couple more Hero Terma getting created. Charging forward to try and snipe a Cyclops. It's a tough job there for the Terma because they've got such high pierce armor and HP. Doxotes here trying to get the trade onto this one, but pulling them back in underneath these towers, that hurts. And there are plenty of Terma here, but the micro is not easy for Deceive. You almost have to split up the Terma into two groups to take out those Toxotes, but he does manage to do so. And Pegasus is just non-stop throwing units away here. As another citizen falling, 2 citizens going down. Pegasus, I mean, it's 50 villagers to 82. Deceive's income advantage here is gigantic. Some more towers are going to come through for Deceive. These are so worth it for him on this position, as a mana will get time shifted in. More citizen making their way forward here. And Pegasus is just still all out attack. This gold mine has been discovered as the home gold mine with 150 gold remaining. This forward gold mine is going to be so important. And Pegasus basically needs to make something happen here with another fight. He needs to keep pushing this position. I don't see what else he can do. If you can get in here and pick off, say, 10 citizen, then all of a sudden we've got a game. Like, all of a sudden we've got a game. There's the Cyclops charging back in here. Some more Terma getting converted into heroes. So units getting picked up, thrown. Can Deceive hold this position is the big question. The towers will get torn down very, very quickly. Citizens getting picked up, thrown, ragdolled. Over onto this side now. The couple of Hippias causing some problems as Deceive has moved over onto that left gold mine as well. It's the Hero Terma slowly but surely sapping the HP bars of these Cyclops. Another Cyclops, 2 Cyclops going down. This other one going to get pulled back. And Deceive has held yet again, but he still needs to get onto this gold mine properly. Over here, these Hippias getting a lot of value, just sniping units up. And this villager differential has been sitting at 30 for a while now, as Deceive is just not able to get himself too much further in front. Now Prometheans queued up as Deceive has to pull back past the Hippias line there, as the Oracle does manage to grab all those relics back. Staff of Dionysus is really nice here, just for the villager HP regen, for when he's fighting on these little forward positions and things like that. Does Pegasus know there's a gold mine down here? He does know there's one there, but he's not expecting anything to be there. There's a couple more citizens making their way over here to get onto this gold mine. Little raids are the way for Pegasus to keep himself alive in this game. Doesn't get into the mana there as the Murmillos charging. A couple of Prometheans just hanging out over here, just waiting, watching. There'll be a little bit of a help on the distraction action as Catapultists come through onto the left. Deal with this stuff as well. And on the front here, just more citizen, more towers, and a hell of a lot more units to come through from Pegasus. He has got one idea, and one idea alone in this game, and that is, I am playing Ares. Let me spam Cyclops. Let me try and kill villagers, and let me keep this game close. I mean, you take a look at the military differential. It's equal here. Armory situation, Deceive has none. Pegasus doesn't even have an armory up. Now the units will be making their way over onto the left side. which does mean Deceive, he can very simply just rotate back into his main base, jump over onto wood lines or something, run off this gold mine, move forward here. Ideas of like that. Picking off a couple of units here is really keeping things close for even longer. And we do actually see Rhea coming through now for Deceive. This is super interesting. He changes it into Hyperion. I don't know if I like this a huge amount from Deceive. The reason is he can basically just go full pop, full heroes here, break the army, and like go for his own pushback. Whereas going for Hyperion right in this moment, well, that means he has to just sit here and just defend for even longer because he doesn't have the resources to do that sort of a play. Also, armory upgrades would not go astray for either player for the moment here. Over onto this side. A little bit more of a pressure onto this temple. As the towers slowly racking up some kills here. Does have crenellations, so trying to dodge the tower. You can actually dodge crenellations towers. You just have to time it right. Move left and right after the arrow has left the building, and you can actually dodge those arrows, but nonetheless. The other thing is, when Dionysus hits here for Pegasus, his Cyclops do get a little bit of a boost. They're at 600 HP now. I think they go up by 20% or something, so it should be like 120 resource HP, so 720. Am I right? Yay! I did something right. So 720 HP there for those Cyclops, as a Palace will get shot up on the back position. This doesn't actually secure the gold mine. I like these walls. Ooh, sneaky villager movement here from Pegasus. He can't afford to lose villagers here. So if he gets spotted, he will need to be bailing on this. There is obviously chaos as well for Deceive. He's just making more satyr out as the chaos, comes through. A whole bunch of citizens who end up going down. Not the end of the world there. Curse onto that back line just to allow the front line to actually take some damage, but there's no heroes here to deal with these Cyclops as they're taking down the palace. A cheeky little fortress now coming up on the front line here for Pegasus as he's trying to get as much value with this push as he possibly can. Deceive, on the other hand, it's looking like he's trying to get Mythic Age in. Implode could be absolutely gigantic for him, but he's going to be losing a lot to get there. Now armor upgrades actually coming through, so that's not his idea in the slightest. He could sack this town center, run all these villages, time shift out the farms, get Implode into this town center, play defense there. But there's going to be a Petropolis momentarily here as those Terma chasing down the Toxotes on the back. The town center over here getting taken down. Up onto the top here, Citizen are getting picked off, but they turn around, they shank, they'll get back to work. On the bottom side as well, Citizens trying to get over onto the gold mines there, but the Cyclops are preventing that as the fortress does come up, immediately getting deconstructed, so no Petropoli or anything like that to come through as the Cyclops pick off the town center. Citizens here going down as well as they do pull back half HP by one Cyclops throw there, but it's not enough. As the villager differential now cut to 20, which is feeling very, very good for Pegasus. He's now saying, all right, let's get my town center up myself. I've done damage. Let me sort this out on the backside as I can now go for Petropoli. Try and keep the Kronos in the heroic age here, at least for as long as he possibly, never mind. Implode is on the way. Okay. Now comes even more chaos for Pegasus. Implode will be killing off this army. There is no saving that. But what Pegasus needs to do is force this Implode defensively. You cannot be taking villager losses on top of the Implode. Over onto this side, a palace is coming up. No units are close here. 27 seconds in a dream. The villagers will be shanking as we do have a couple of military barracks going to get thrown down over onto this side, but there is just not going to be enough time for this as those citizens will be meeting their maker. But Deceive still has a gold mine to continue along in this game with. Deceive will be pulling back Ever so slightly. Military barracks getting slapped down slowly as all the citizens on this top position do end up going down. But some Contarius can pop out here and start harassing the villagers. But now Pegasus has got himself... I would say he is completely equal here in terms of income. Like without question, if not in front, 72 villages to 78. The only problem is Implode onto this position, all of the Toxotes dying, and a lot of pain here. But Pegasus is running from this position. He doesn't... The game sense, the wizardry, the witchcraft from Pegasus as the Z feels like he's going to be hitting everything there. He gets no value out of that Implode. That's like a 0 value Implode from Deceive in this game. The Toxotes just left. They were there, but not anymore. As now Pegasus, I mean, he might lose the fortress. He might lose the Petropoli. He is losing villages in his main base, or killing off villages in his, losing villages in his main base, but he's making Prodromi to deal with these bad boys. But realistically, what Deceive should be thinking is, how can I grab this town center? How can I grab this town center? And how can I continue to get these raids against these Prodromas? Answer is, move forward, palace down, town center, move over here, get that position, and then start making more Murmillos. And destroyers. And units like that. The Fire Siphon, I don't like so much. Destroyers, I love. There's a fortress on this side. We'll end up going down. We'll give a couple of militia over to Pegasus, which I don't know how much he wants, as he doesn't have any real upgrades for them. These guys do actually get affected by the line upgrades of the infantry line. So they are an infantry unit. But yeah, without those, they are a little bit lackluster. But they're still a unit. There's still a body there to sit in the front. As the Argus will be one-hitting them, though, with their special if they're going to sit in front of it. And they go, and they'll die. But Deceive still trying to break through onto this spot. He does have himself like 4 Satyr and the Terma. But heroes will take out the Argus. Hippolyta will go down over here as well as these Fire Siphon rolling in to try and take out this main town center. But Pegasus, he's on the way to the Mythic Age himself through Hephaestus here, trying his best to just hold on against this gigantic push. As Fire Siphon 1 goes down, Fire Siphon 2 will be falling here. The Argus going down, but Deceive still hasn't really secured what I would have liked him to secure here. I think he feels like there's a Mythic Age coming through. He's right, but it's just the wrong town center. This AT trying to get onto those backline there, but they're eating a face full of Hippolyta arrows as they are all going to be going down. And Pegasus not only holds this big revenge push, but he's also over half of the way to the Mythic Age. And Deceive barely has his armory, barely has any armory upgrades. On the other side, Pegasus has got the same armory upgrades as Deceive has right now, and he's going to be shooting up to full iron incredibly quickly. However, some destroyers, much more impressive unit here to move forward. There's no great answer for this destroyer. Sure, Hippias are okay, but no Hephaestus, no Hoplites. Those are the big, high DPS damage dealers that can take out a destroyer. The town center will be falling, but like I said, the wrong town center here. And a whole bunch of militia will pop out, and they're actually on top of the Terma. Funnily enough, these militia do have a bonus against archers, which means a bonus against Terma. So getting a big damage boost if they pop out on top of those. Over onto the bottom side here, Pegasus still getting off raids. Villager differential is still in favor of Deceive after all is said and done, but now with the Mythic Age, with the armory down, and Forge of Olympus to come through, it's almost not going to matter. Pegasus has an army, which means these armory upgrades are max value. He's got only 2 armories, but still he's going to be able to get these upgrades in very quickly. Up onto the top side, cheeky little Hippias causing some issues up here. There are 2 military barracks for Disease. He could build some units out and try and defend this if he likes. But he still hasn't grabbed himself these town centers. And the game is looking like it is slipping out of Disease's grips here. Chaos comes down as a big, big help for him on this fight up onto this side here. The Colossus is going to come through. Try and take out this palace. As the militia will end up falling over here. Heroizing those units. Does he have himself that Heart of the Titans tech? It looks like he does. I feel like everyone forgets about this one. It only costs 5 favor. Super, super valuable tech. But nonetheless, Colossus will make its way up to the top side. Has to deal with these military barracks as the Mamilo are popping out here, picking off villages and causing a bit of a problem there. Up onto this top side. Attempting to get himself this settlement up. Polyphemus comes in and says, "Excuse you, Mr. Villager. Get out of here. I will hit you with my big club, take down your palace, and make you cry." However, issues for Pegasus is he just doesn't have an army out. I don't know where it all went, but he had a lot of losses here. So trying to get this town center up. There is also access to another bronze here if he wants, or he can go for the John Arbiter approach and get himself that second plenty vault up in a short amount of time. In the short amount of time it takes to get up to 300 favor. And there's Polyphemus going to town on this back units. He is a gigantic monster of a unit. But he does lose to a whole bunch of units anyways. Ever so slowly. Now the reinforcements to come through. Is it full iron in now? It is full iron for Pegasus on the other side. Bronze armor coming through for Disease. He can't really take a fight until he gets his armory upgrades in. This Destroyer getting heroized over here. Mamilo's swinging through, trying to hold on to this spot. But the Peltas are now in the back line, going to be getting picked off. And Disease losing his army very, very quickly, running away with these. Great control from Disease, but he just doesn't have enough quality or quantity here to match this full iron, full heavy, soon to be full champion Greek late game army. And I don't really know what else Disease can do here. I see he's picking nice stuff off up at the top. I guess the real way forward, maybe another option could be to... he doesn't have he's not even close on favor. Just securing all the gold mines? There's a world where if you can win one fight, then that's all you need to turn a game at this point in the late game. Just get that final gold mine in. But I don't think it's possible for Disease to win a fight here. The villages are equal, but there's also a plenty vault. Onto the bottom side here, a fortress coming up. There's the military barracks all popping down onto the bottom side. Peltast. They don't do a huge amount of damage, but they do enough here to take out those villages. Oop. So he picks off one. The fortress will end up finishing. There is going to be a deconstruction here, so not the end of the world. But the rest of these units will move down and Pegasus will secure this gold mine. There's another fortress will come through. See, he's still trying to pump out units. What he needs is armory upgrades. Nearly has full bronze, but still, even if you're full bronze, you're still behind. And Pegasus will clean up these infantry units on this position, no problems. Secure this gold mine. He still hasn't got himself the town center, the full town center advantage here. But gold mine wise, this one's finished. This gold mine is the next one. His trade route is under attack. He does have the gold mine at the top with 2,000 left in it, but he needs to have this one. Pegasus, on the other hand, well, yeah, he needs this. This is the fight for the game. You might look at the score and be like, boy, this is stupid. Like, there's no way that Disease can win this game. But realistically, if he can somehow out micro get max value out of his units and Pegasus falls asleep in the fight, he can deconstruct this. He can kill off all the villagers. He can grab this bottom position and he can win this game. But wishful thinking is wishful thinking. Winning this fight, very, very tricky for Deceive. And that will be the win for Pegasus as the all-out aggression from the Ares. Too strong, too much for Deceive. I think he was in a good spot, but I mean, I feel like the mistake to some degree was just going heroic age and not pushing it back. Once you'd stabilized, just getting everyone heroized and just pushing it back onto the heroized units. Go hit the gold mine, get some value. And then the next one was, obviously the implode was super low value. It would have been really interesting to see if Pegasus could have held there. If he got like at least half of the Toxotes or something. But pushing him with fire siphons into this main base, yeah, you kill the town center, but that's so many resources. Would have loved to see him just grab the town center, and just play for full iron on 4-2 town centers while also holding onto these gold mines all across the map. That would have been a very, very difficult way for Pegasus to break out of. Though he does have his own trade route kind of started. Not really. How many does he have? 6. There's a couple of ways that he could have, that Deceive could have gone about this game to find a win. But well played from Pegasus with the Poseidon. Super strong play. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And just to take a little look-see at the resource differential. Very, very close at the end. Obviously some advantage in the middle here, as is always the case for the Atlanteans before they fall off cliff. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Looks like this Ares on this Poseidon. Not too bad, Mr. Young Oath. Not too bad. Am I happy with the 40 degrees? No. It's really, really hot. I went outside today and I burned. I am cooked. There we are. The capital is 25. Yeah, it's probably raining though. All right, let's play a game. Wow. Do I have any big plans for Christmas? I'm just hanging out with my partner all day. Gonna watch some movies, eat some prawns, roasted chicken, drink some umeshu. I played an 1800 player last time. This is just anyone above 1500. Won't play a ranked game. You're always pushing me. You're always pushing me. Gosh darn it. What movie? I don't know if it's actually, we've actually decided yet. Try Susan Amina Kototomi 4-minute advanced village center. Someone did that verse to me the other day. I don't think it's very good. It doesn't seem like terrible, but it's not like, that's not how you're supposed to play Susanoo, I don't think. All right. Let's try this game. What am I playing against? The ultimate baboon.
Έτοιμη. Ορθός. Πάνι.
Έτοιμη. Τέκτον.
Λέγε βούλομαι. Πάνι.
Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον. Λέει θηρευτής. Πρόσταγμα. Βουλ. Ναι. Βρυτόμος.
Λέγε τέκτον.
Θρητόμος.
Έτοιμη. Λέγε προτέκτον. Προσθηρευτής.
Πρόσταγμα ορθός. Λέγε βούλαν ορθός. Βούλομαι.
What do we want to do in this game? This isn't the best game for the best map for Centaur, but
Λέγε παν ορθός.
maybe it's fine.
Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμος.
Έτοιμη. Θηρευτής. Θηρευτής.
Πρόσεχε.
Θηρευτής. Ορθός. Βουλάνι. Βούλομαι. Έτοιμος.
He's got a forward food source there. We could go and attack it a little bit early on, I guess.
Λέει πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος.
Λέγε θηρευτής.
Έτοιμος. Θηρευτής. Πρόσταγμα. Θηρευτής.
Λέγε ορθβούλαν. Βούλομαι. Πάνι.
We got Rhino over here with the town center. It's not really close though, is it?
Πάνι.
Imagine my boars are probably like sitting over here or something. It's probably not sitting on my town center. It might be.
Λέγε βούλφαν. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πρόσφαν. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Πάνι.
Scout his base.
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Βρυτόμος.
Έτοιμος. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Ναι. Μετα. Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι. Τέκτον.
Πρόσταγμα. Ορθός. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα. Θηρευτής.
Πρόσταγμα. Ορθός. Έτοιμαν. Ορθός. Ορθάν. Βούλομαι. Βουλάνι.
That is early houses.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Πάνι. Ορθός.
Ετέκτον.
Έτοιμη. Θηρευτής.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε βουλάν. Ορθός. Ορθάνι. Βούλομαι. Ορθός.
Λέει έστω. Θηρευτής. Έτοιμη. Θηρευτής. Πρόσεχε.
Μάλιστα. Θρητόμος.
Πρόσταγμα. Παν. Βούλομαι. Παν. Ορθάν. Βούλομαι. Πάνι. Λέγε ορθός. Πάνι. Βούλαν. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε. Πρόσεχε. Θρητόμος.
Πρόσταγμα. Παν. Ορθός. Βούλομαι. Ορθός. Πάνι. Βούλομαι. Ορθάνι.
Πρόσταγμα.
I need that relic in that corner there.
Πρόσεχε. Θηρευτής.
Cannot be letting him take that one.
Έστω. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε έτοιμος. Βούλομαι. Ορθάνι. Βουλάνι. Ορθός. Παν. Βουλάνι. Ορθάνι. Πρόσταγμα. Ορθάνι. Βούλομαι. Ορθός. Πάνι.
Βούλομαι. Ναι.
Έτοιμη. Μάλιστα. Μεταλλεύς. Λέγε έστω. Βουνέ. Τέκτον.
Έτοιμος. Έστω. Θρητόμος.
Λέγε ορθός.
Μάλιστα.
Μάλιστα.
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσταγμα. Έστω. Βούλομαι. Μάλιστα. Έτοιμος. Έστω. Βούλομαι. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Έστω. Ναι. Καλώς. Βούλομαι. Εις μάχην. Εισβολή. Έστω. 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 Ναι. Έστω.
Έστω.
Έτοιμη. Τέκτον. Βρυτόμος.
Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Έστω. Έστω. Βούλομαι. Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα.
Ετοίμος. Ναι.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Λέει έστω.
Τέκτον. Βουφορβός.
Πρόσεχε.
Έστω. Ναι.
Ναι. Μάλιστα. Καλώς.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι.
Ετοίμος. Έστω. Ναι. Έστω.
Λέγε. Ναι. Έστω. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι. Εις μάχη. Ναι, μάλιστα. Έστω. Εισβολή.
Λέει μάλιστα. Εισβολή. Πρόσταγμα. Έστω.
Έστω. Έστω. Εις μάχη. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Ναι, βούνε. Έστω. Εις μάχη.
Πρόσεχε, έστω.
Μα έστω. Καλώς. Βούλομαι. Ναι.
Έτοιμοι.
Μάλιστα. Ναι. Τέκτο. Θηρευτής.
What are we gonna do here then? Fuck.
Λέγε.
Λέγε,
Λέγε. Θηρευτής.
Ετοίμ. Βούλομαι.
Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Έτοιμος. Τέκτον. Θηρευτής.
Λέγε. Βόλομαι.
ταπεινός. Πρόσεχε, έκτον. Έτοιμοι. Πρόσταγμα, ταπεινός.
Μάλιστα. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βόλομαι. Έτοιμο. Μάλιστα. Εισβολή. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Καλώς.
Πρόσεχε, βούλο, βρυτόμος.
Λέγε.
Ναι,
Πρόσταγμα. Τέκτον.
Λέγε. Έστω. Εισβολή.
Λέγε. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Μάλιστα. Βόλομαι. Καλώς. Βόλομαι.
Ετοίμου. Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι. Ναι. Έστω. Βούλουμε. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Βούλομαι. Λέγε. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Βούλομαι.
Βουλάνι. Ορθός.
Έστω.
Πρόσεχε. Θηρευτής. Πρόσταγμα. Τέκτον. Θρητόμος.
λέει, ταπεινός.
Λέγε. Ετοίμου. Βούλε. Έστω. Πρόσταγμα. Ναι. Εισβολή. Λέγε. Μάλιστα. Πρόσεχε. Εις μάχην. Λέγε.
Λέγε. Εισβολή.
Πρόσεχε, μεταλλεύς.
Έτοιμος. Καλώς.
Μάλιστα.
Ετοίμου. Έστω.
Λέγε. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Πρόστα. Βούλομαι. Καλώς.
Βούλομαι.
Λέγε. Έστω. Μάλιστα.
Πρόστακτον, βρυτόμος.
Ετοίμου. Ναι. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Ναι.
Λέει βούλομαι.
Ετέκτο. Μεταλλεύς.
Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Λέγε. Πρόσταγμα. Λέγε. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι. Λέγε. Εις μάχην.
Λέγε. Βόλω. Μάλιστα. Βόλ. Μάλιστα. Έτοιμος. Λέγε. Βόλ. Μάλιστα. Βόλομαι. Πρόσταγμα. Έστω. Έστω. Βόλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Ναι.
Έτοιμο. Πάνι. Βούλομαι.
Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Βόλομαι. Έτοιμος. Μάλιστα. Βόλ. Έστω. Λέγε.
Hopefully we can get out of here.
Βόλομαι. Εισβολή. Έτοιμος. Πρόσταγμα. Καλό.
Ετοίμος. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε. Τέκτο.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε. Βούλο.
Λέγε.
Βουφορβός.
Μάλιστο.
Λέγε. Έτοιμο. Έστω. Πρόσταγμα. Βόλομαι. Έστω.
Έτοιμος. Μάλιστα. Έστω.
Πρόσταγμα. Εισβολή. Βόλομαι. Καλώς. Έστω.
Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έτοιμοι. Πρόσεχε, λέει, βούλομαι.
Έτοιμος. Τέκτο.
Πρόστα λέει
Λέει ναι.
μάλιστα. Πρόστα λέει βόλ μάλιστα. Βόλομαι. Μάλιστα.
Πρόστα. Βούλομαι. Έστω.
Έτοιμος.
Ναι. Έστω.
Πρόσταγμα. Βόλ μάλιστα.
Ετοίμος. Μάλιστα. Πρόστα. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε. Ναι. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Μάλιστα. Πρόσεχε. Θηρευτής. Τέκτο.
Έτοιμος.
Λέγε.
Λέγε.
Μάλιστα. Έστω. Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Πρόσεχε. Ναι. Μάλιστα.
Τέκτον. Έτοιμοι. Τέκτον. Βρυτόμος. Λέγε. Πρόσεκτον. Μεταλλεύς.
Ετοίμος. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλε. Μάλιστα. Πρόστα. Βούλε. Έστω.
Λέγε.
Έτοιμοι. Τέκτον.
Ετέκτο. Μεταλλεύς.
Μάλιστα. Λέγε. Ναι. Βούλο. Μάλιστα.
Πρόσταγμα.
Μάλιστα.
Έτοιμο. Φρυτόμος.
Πρόσεχε. Λέγε. Έστω. Βούλο. Μάλιστα. Πρόσταγμα. Ετοίμος. Ναι.
Do I have
Λέγε. Πρόσεχε.
ceasefire
Ορθώς.
for that?
Εισβολή. Καλώς.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλο. Έστω.
Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον.
Ετοίμος. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Εις μάχην.
Λέγε.
Έστω. Βούλομαι. Μα τέκτον.
Εισβολή. Ναι. Έστω.
Λέγε έτοιμο. Ναι. Μεταλλεύς.
Έτοιμο, λέγε. Εισβολή. Ναι. Καλώς. Έστω, μάλιστα. Έστω.
Βούλομαι.
Ναι. Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Λέγε.
Πρόστα. Τέκτον.
Ετοίμος. Έστω. Προς. Ναι.
Μάλιστα. Βουφορβός.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Πάνι. Ορθώς. Πάνι.
Λέγε.
Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμο. Βούλομαι. Λέγε. Πόρο. Έτοιμο. Βούλ. Καλώς. Πάνι. Βούλ. Μάχην. Πρόσταγμα. Ορθό. Έτοιμο. Πάνι. Βούλομαι.
Βούλομαι.
Έτοιμος.
Έστω. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Ναι. Έστω.
Λέγε. Τέκτον.
Τέκτον.
Τέκτον. Λέγε. Ναι. Βουφορβός.
Πρόσεχε.
Βούλομαι.
Λέγε. Έστω. Έτοιμος. Βούλομαι.
Μ' αρέσει, ναι. Μ' αρέσει το. Βούλομαι. Εις μάχη.
Πρόσεχε. Μεταλλεύς.
Λέγε. Πάνι. Ορθώς.
Ναι.
Προς εισβολή.
Πρόσταγμα. Μα τέκτον.
Μάλιστα. Έστω.
Βούλομαι. Βούλομαι.
Βούλομαι.
Έστω.
Ναι. Μ' αρέσει, ναι.
Μάλιστα.
Πρόσταγμα.
Έστω. Βουφορβός.
Λέγε. Τέκτον.
Τέκτον.
Λέγε.
Shit.
Βούλομαι.
Έστω, ναι. Μα ναι. Έστω.
Έστω. Ναι.
Πρόσταγμα.
Ναι.
Πάνι. Βούλομαι. Ορφάνι. Λέγε. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Καλή εισβολή.
Πρόσταγμα.
Λέγε. Μα ναι. Βούλομαι. Έστω.
Έτοιμος. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Βουφορβός.
Πάνω.
Λέγε.
Λέγε.
Ετοίμο. Μα βούλομαι. Λέγε. Ναι.
Έτοιμη.
Λέγε. Τέκτον. Τέκτον.
Ετοίμος. Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι.
Έστω. Έστω. Ναι. Έτοιμος. Ναι. Μάλιστα. Έστω.
Λέγε. Ορθώς.
Πρόσεχε. Εις μάχη.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Μα βούλομαι. Ναι. Έστω.
Βούλομαι. Ορφάνι.
Πρόσεχε. Πρόσταγμα.
Πρόσεχε. Τέκτον.
Τέκτον.
Πρόσταγμα. Μα ναι. Βούλομαι. Έστω. Μα ναι. Έστω. Βούλομαι. Ναι. Έστω. Μα έστω. Βούλομαι. Ναι.
Λέγε.
Εις μάχη. Μάλιστα.
Λέγε. Ναι. Έτοιμο. Έστω. Μάλιστα. Βούλομαι. Μάλιστα. Λέγε. Εισβολή. Καλώς.
Έτοιμος. Λέγε.
Βούλομαι. Τέκτον. Τυρευτής.
Έτοιμος.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε. Έστω. Ναι. Λέγε. Μάλιστα. Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Focus! This guy had me in a very tough spot. I shouldn't have been letting him take the town center that close to me here. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do to stop that, though, if I do this strat. But Centaur, carry us to victory. Isn't it good? No. Like, he probably should. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like I would prefer to be in his position than my position. I guess maybe I'm lucky because I had these back boars. He obviously has back boars as well, but for me playing defensive Greek, this is really good. It means he doesn't have anything to attack. I would have gone maybe like 5 priests converting straight to the heroic age here, and then slap the Migdol down, and then going for like chariot archer, spearman. Will Chads go Ares? Yeah, Ares would have been really bad here. Oh, actually, maybe it would have worked. I would have been able to stay in the... Nah, you never want a classical fight versus Egyptian. It just doesn't... Well, maybe it could. Whole bunch of Cyclops trying to break out when going 2 TC. I don't know. That was a fun game. GG. Oh, you usually win and you push out a classical fight versus Egyptian? Really? I feel like the classical fight is where Egyptian is like at its strongest. Especially set. Especially set. But didn't I just play? Oh no. Is AOM stats not updating? Gerbot, it's broken. Fix it. Fix it, Gerbot. Need you to fix it. I played Kenzie again. Okay. Yeah, I can't see the can't see any new games being played on the replays thing. On the replay searcher, it says 2 days ago. I'm having issues versus the Zeus Divine Dive shenanigans since John's hero buff. Yeah, I don't think that was a good change. It was very, very bad. Like, I don't think it was good. I don't... Yeah. I said my piece beforehand. I said what it would do, and what happened was... What happened was that... What happened. And that all Zeus players do now is... Well, I mean, like they were doing before, is they would just get all of this value from diving your base early with Heracles, and then they just get that healed back up afterwards, and then they take another fight, and life is very, very bad. Suyash Kulkarni, thanks man for the kind words. It's already updated? Yeah, but it's not like this thing isn't updating for me. That one. Wait, I put that in the wrong chat, didn't I? Yeah, that one didn't update for me. Let's play another game, shall we? Who are we playing against this time? Deceive. Ah, fuck.
In wet erifir.
In tayo no.
Inito. Ayo refer.
Rig no. Iniak no. Rig.
This matchup is
Kids.
incredibly difficult.
Inich.
In
Reg.
which.
Entio. Kid.
Huh?
Inito.
Gereg. Greek. Ayo refer. Wedge.
I don't know what I did there. I thought I had 2 9s.
Inito. Entio.
Antio. Arc.
And
I'm just gonna go scouting. I need to get some goats here. Like I need food. Without question, I need food. We're going old school. YOLO.
Gereg. Inich. Kid. 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 Kid.
In wedge and arc erifir. Jire tayo. In erifir. Tayo arc.
He's gonna get all the ones in the middle. I don't care.
In antio. Tayo. In wedge arc. In jirej erifir. Arc. Tayo.
Rig you are no.
In wedge arc. Erifir.
Or he's already found them all. I don't know. One of the two.
Tayo erifir. Antio arc. Tayo arc erifir. Tayo in a jire arc. In wedge antio in a tayo entio e tayo arc. Tayo arc e arc. Tayo e arc. Tayo erifir. Tayo arc. Tayo Jirej erifir arc. Tayo erifir. Tayo arc.
Inito no. In which you no. Rig ak.
Arc erifir. Tayo arc.
Inito no. Rig.
And you knew.
In a jire arc erifir.
Gereg. You knew.
In which baya. Inito rig you are no. No.
Antio tayo arc erifir.
Inito.
Ini tayo no.
Greek. You ayo refer.
In wedge arc. Jire tayo. In antio.
And UIR.
In which you baya.
In you kid. In ayo refer. Tayo.
Inito rig ak baya.
Greek. Ayo refer. You ayo refer. Gereg. You refer.
In which inito you I air baya.
Jirej.
And we are kid. 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 Kid.
In jirej.
Inita. You ayo. You ayo. You ayo.
In wedge.
Greek. You ayo refer.
This is pretty. This is gonna be pretty fucking tough for us, I think.
In you no. Rig. In which
You kid. Into you bear.
ini ak no. In which rig. Kids. Inito kid no.
Inito. You ayo refer. And which Greek. Tayo. Ayo. Tayo. Ayo refer.
Jire antio arc.
In tayo no.
Gereg. I bear. Kid. 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 And which Inito.
Rig.
And Inito. UIR. Ayo refer. Tayo. Inich. Kid. In wedge. Kid. Greek. And ayo refer. UIR.
Inito. Kids.
Greek. Enito. Ta-u-i-u-i-r.
Image. Gerek. You. Nu. Enti-ak. U-i-r. Nu.
Anwich. Greek.
In which you I Ro-i-a-thawit.
Ta-u-i-u-i-r.
Ger. Ayurif. Kid.
Greek at kids. Ini you kids.
U-E-R. In which.
Enito. Ayurayo.
Inegirek. Ha.
In which Baya.
Inti. In U-E-R. Iurif. Inti.
Image. Gerek.
You no. Greek.
Anwich.
Gerek. Ay. Ro. Ingawit.
N-U-U-E-R. Gerek. I-A-R-R. Into you. At you. In which. Into you. Ia at you.
Greek. U-I-tayo. Ayo refer. Tayo.
Into you. U-E-R. Into you. You refer.
Inito. Greek kid Naya in shred.
And into you. In U-E-R. Into you refer. You into you. Into you. Into U-E-R. Into you. And with Gerek. U-E-R.
Hey.
In-ak.
Gerek. And wedge. In you.
Tayo Naya in shred.
Into you. And with you.
Enito. U-I-ayo. Tayo. U-I-R. Ayo ref. U-I-R. Tayo.
Gerek. Into you. And you at you. Into you refer. Into you refer. Into you. You refer. You into you refer. You into you. You in you E-R.
Ayo. U-I-R.
Into you. Gerek. And U-E-R. Into you refer. Gerek. Into U-E-R. Into you.
Greek. Enito. Tayo. Ayo. Tayo. Tayo. Ayo ref. U-I-R.
You refer.
Greek. And tayo. Ayo. U-I. Tayo. Ayo. Ayo refer. U-I-R. Tayo ref. U-I-R.
Into you.
Enito. Tayo. U-I-R. Ayo refer.
And with Gerek. U-E-R. Into you. Into you. And with you refer. Into U-E-R. Gerek. You refer.
Anwich.
And into U-E-R.
Inito. Kids.
Enito.
Into you refer.
You. Tayo.
Into
Enito.
and you into
Greek.
you.
Ini in which Tayo kids. Inito.
Enito. Agenito.
Into you into you.
Ayo refer.
Gerek. ER and wedge
Greek tayo. And with U-I-R.
into you.
Greek. And with U-I-R.
And you refer. Into you. U-E-R. Gerek. Into you.
Tayo. U-I-R. And ayo refer.
Into you. You refer. U-E-R.
And which. Tayo.
And
And
which.
enito. Tayo.
Greek.
I-R.
At Tayo.
Greek. Enito. Ayo refer. Tayo. Ayo refer.
Rec. N-I-U. Kid.
Greek.
Into you. Gerek.
Greek. And with. Tayo. Greek. Enito. Tayo. Ayo refer.
Inito. At
And Greek. Tayo.
And into you. U-E-R.
Greek. Ayo tayo. Ayo tayo. I-R.
Into at you. Gerek. At you.
Tayo. Ayo refer.
And at you. Into at you.
Half my units just aren't there because they were blocked. And I didn't realize. And I just lose. I should have just shifting sands away from it, to be honest. It's not my fault you can't click implode properly. It's my fault that half my units are stuck in a bloody box. I'm surprised you even took the fight. I would be like, you just hit heroic age. Doesn't make any sense. Alas. Guess you can just run whenever you want when you play that fucking god.
Greek, you refer kids.
And refer.
Greek. UIR. In UIR you refer.
Inito. Kids.
In what? Tayo.
Inage Bea.
In which.
Gereg.
I want to get a monument up, but I feel like I just need to get the temple down as fast as I can here.
Greek. Inito. No. In which.
I just put the monument down later, and we'll just
Inito.
call it a day. It's not the end of the world.
No.
So my gold mine is okay at the back.
In which.
In a jirek.
The shit part about playing Ra in this matchup is no scouting, so I don't know what's coming my way.
You refer. Kid.
Adayo.
Inito.
In wedge.
In wedge. Inage erect. No.
Jirej.
Gereg.
Greek.
Entio. Tayu. Kid. 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 Bea.
Ini UIO.
In which.
In a jirek.
If I can get like a score read, that'd be really nice. That should be enough there for the advance next. I mean, either way, we're going to be probably, whatever the map is, we're probably going town center here.
Ini Baya. Greek. Baya.
Antio.
No. Ini Baya.
Inage. UE. Bea.
In which. Baya.
In ak. Tayo.
Greek. Ayo. Ayo refer. UIR. Ayo refer. Tayo.
Inito.
Ini UI tayo. And we tayo. Ayo refer.
Greek. Tayo. Kids. Baya.
Greek tayo. Tayo. And UIR. Inito. Tayo, you refer. And you refer. Greek, tayo, you refer. Enito. And which, you refer. Greek, UIR. Enito. Greek. Tayo, UIR. You refer. Tayo.
Inejirek.
And Greek, you refer.
Let's go town center.
In I knew. Inage ak bea gereg. En irif.
Jirej. Ak.
In which to baya. In which.
Inejirek. Erifir.
Any you refer. Tayo, UIR.
Inage erect.
Okay. Well, I don't know what he's doing. It could just be the Valor move at the start.
And we
Gereg. In new.
But if that's the case, we just have to play a really nice defensive game. We got a nice back gold mine. We got this here. I might drop a barracks soon. Get a second monument up.
Kid new.
you refer. Greek, Enito, UIR. And you refer.
Antio.
Entiak new. Ayu new.
Eni UIR. Tayo.
In you bea. In which. Kid.
In wedge.
Greek kids.
In a jirek.
Ger kid.
And arc.
Entio. Ayu new.
You refer. UIR.
Gereg. Kid. Inage erect.
Jirej. Arc.
In wedge kid.
In with ak kids.
In a jirek.
Greek, you refer. Tayo.
Okay.
Enti bea. Gereg new. In a head new.
I guess the question is, what's next? I gotta imagine he's 2 TCs here. I can't see him being anything else.
Kid. 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 Entio. Kid. Gereg. Kid.
In you. And in you.
UIR. You
Girl.
refer.
In you. In
Eni
you.
UIR.
Into you.
Greek, and with UIR.
In EU kids.
You refer. Tayo.
Into you.
Greek, Eni
And you.
UIR.
Into you.
Greek. In tayo. UI kids.
Greek,
In
Greek.
wedge. Kid.
Inito baya.
and which. Tayo. Enito. You
Inage
refer.
erect. Entio. Inage kid.
And which.
Into you. Into you.
Enito.
I really need to know what he's doing here. This is super nerve-wracking.
Into you. And in you.
He's going back down this way.
You refer.
There's only a handful of units, but
UIR.
In the you. And in the you.
Enito. And which. Tayo. Tayo. In you refer.
Gary. You refer.
Greek tayo. Naya in shred. EU refer.
And Tayo. Greek.
And wait. Into you. Into you. U-E-L.
Enito. U-I-R.
Into you.
And Gretayo. Gerek. Kid.
And you refer.
Enito. Ayo refer.
Into you. You into you refer. You into you. You into you.
I need to see the town center. I don't
Into you.
want to get confused here. He's either one town center doing something really funky, or he's two TCs. If he's two TCs, we just keep playing slow, and we're good.
Into you.
If he's one TC, we start panicking here because I can get
Into you.
run over by a bunch of Prometheans,
Tayo.
something like that.
Into you. U-E-L. Into you. U-E-A. Into you. Gary. U-E-L. U-E-L.
Okay.
Into you.
Oh, he's got a farm down
Ayo
below.
refer.
Inbaya.
And
Ini
U-I-R.
ak. Iurbaya.
In you kid. Tayo refer. In you tayo.
Okay.
Greek. Enito.
And now the plan is to
Antio. Initay. Bea. Gerek. Ak. You refer. Hro en Yawit.
go into a whole bunch of
Tayo.
Patsukos.
Greek. And you tayo. Enito. And you refer. Entio.
I don't even get the next monument up.
Gerek. Kid. Antio. Gerek. U-I-R. Enitayo.
You refer. U-E-L.
Greek. Enito. Greek. And ayo refer. In which. Greek. Tayo.
In you refer.
Inich. Gerek. Kid. Bea. Gerek. U-E. Bea. U-I-N. Tayo. Greek.
Gary. U-E into you.
Enito. And ayo refer.
In which.
In you refer. Inich. Bea. Tayo.
In U-E-L. You refer.
Greek. Ayo refer. Tayo. Ayo refer. And tayo. U-I. Tayo. Ayo refer. Gerek. Bea. And which. Tayo. U-I-Tayo.
And into you.
U-I-L. Tayo. Enito. And Greek. Ayo refer. Enito. And tayo. Greek. And ayo refer. And which. Greek. U-I-L. Tayo.
Finito. In tayo. You refer. Kid.
Enito. U-I-L.
Greg tayo. Kid.
En kid. Greek. Ayo refer. Tayo. U-I-L. And ayo refer. In U-I-L. U-I-L. Ayo refer. And U-I-L. U-kid. Tayo. Ayo refer. Tayo. Correct. In Gerek. Tayo. Kid. No. And U-E-L. Kid. In kid. Kid. In a kid. Bea. Kid. Kid. Greek. In which. Entio. Cro and you kid. Enito. Gerek. You kid. Greek. You ayo refer. Tayo. Enti. Kid. Enito. In a kid. Greek. U-I-L. Ayo U-I-L. Ayo refer. Tayo. U-I-L. Tayo.
Into you. You into you. Into you.
Finito. Ak tayo. Kid. Ak. Greg tayo.
At ear at you.
Ayo green tayo. Entio.
Inito. Baya.
Inage rayo. Kid.
U-E-L.
N-U-I-R. EU. Kids.
Ayo review tayo.
N-wedge. Into you.
Tayo.
Inito. Kids.
Ayo
Rig.
refer.
Kids.
Gere. Inage erect.
Gerek. EU. Into you. U-E-L.
Tayo. Ayo refer. Greek. And we you
Into you. EU. In U-E-L. Into you. Into you. Into you.
and which. And
Gerek. EU. Into you. Into you. E-U-E-L.
Bea. Any
N into you. U-E-L. EU refer. Into you. U-E-L.
you I tayo. Any ayo refer. And which.
Into you.
And which. I tayo. Ayo refer.
Inito. U-I-R. In-which.
Into you in which tayo.
Rig.
UIR.
Inito.
UIR.
Gerek. EU refer.
Greek tayo. Ayo refer.
N U-E-L.
Ayo tayo.
Rig. Up. In-which. Tayo. Rig. Baya.
Correct. Kid. Enito. Ayo refer. Wedge. You kid.
Gerek. Into you. N-wedge. Into you. Into you.
Inito. Kids.
Greek. You ayo tayo. Ayo refer. Enito. And with UIR. Greek tayo. Eni UIR.
Alrighty.
In-which. Kids. Rig. Kids. 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 Kids.
Greek. And with
In-which. Baya.
Everyone back to work, please.
tayo. Greek. You ayo refer.
Inito.
Kid. 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 Gerek. Go and Yawit. Kid. In Greek. Enito. And with Enito.
I gotta save the next favor for another
Rig. In-which.
Entio.
migdol up here, I guess.
Greek. UIR.
Gerek.
Bridge. You. Tayo. Ayo
I want to
refer.
slowly make my way over here.
Rig.
At this next gold mine. All of that. He shouldn't have chaos, right?
In-which. Up. Kids.
Gerek. In which kid. Inage kid. And tayo. You ayo refer. UIR. Tayo. Ayo refer. Entio. In kid. Enito. And UIR.
Rig.
Inage kid.
Inito. Kids.
Gerek. Tayo. Enito. Ayo refer.
Okay.
You ayo refer.
In-which. Tayo. Kids.
Into you.
Greek.
Sort of wish I had that tech, but
In wedge. Greek. Image erect. Yak. No.
Inito.
You
let's slowly wander over here and grab this town center next.
EU. Kids.
Any image erect. Tayo refer. Tayo. In wedge. UER. And UIR.
N-wedge. Into you. N-wedge. Gerek. N-wedge.
Tayo refer. UIR. Tayo.
Rig. Up. Kids. In-kids.
Into you. Gerek. N-wedge.
Inito. Kids.
Greek. And with Gerek.
I seriously thought I would win this fight.
Into you.
Tayo. Greek ayo repair. And ayo repair. Tayo.
Rig.
Roak. You and we ayo UIR. Gerek kid. Ayo tayo.
Into you.
Greek UIR.
EU refer. Garrett. UEL. Into UEL.
UER.
And into you.
In within UIR. Via.
In Greek.
And EU into you. EU refer. UEL.
Gerek. Into you. And ayo tayo.
Into you. Garrett. Into EU into you.
Ayo tayo. In which new.
Into you.
Image. UER. In Greek. And ayo repair. In ayo repair. Ayo repair. Inito. Greek. And ayo. Greek.
EU refer.
Rig. EU refer. Kids. Inito. Tayo. Kids.
And we. Grenito. UIR.
Into EU refer.
Gerek. Bea. And Inito. Ta UIR. Ayo repair. And UIR.
And UEL.
UIR. Ayo UIR.
Into you refer. And into you.
And ayo UIR. Gerek.
Garrett. EU
In
refer.
Rig. Up. Inito. UIR. EU. Via.
Greek and tayo. Ini ayo refer Greek tayo. And which. Grenito. Ayo tayo. Gerek. Iyo. Bea. Init Greek and UIR. Inito. And Greek UIR. Tayo. And
Into you.
UIR.
Into you. Into you. And into you.
Ayo repair.
In UEL.
Tayo.
And which.
Tayo.
Into you.
In
Tayo.
which. Kids.
And with Inito. And UIR.
And which.
Tayo. Ayo repair. Inito. And tayo. Inito. UIR.
Rig. Ihochi. UIR.
Greek. Ayo repair. And tayo. Ayo repair. Inwetag. Inito. UIR. Greek. Tayo. Ayo repair.
In
Inito.
which. Kids.
Gerek. Kid. Inito. UIR. Tayo. UIR.
Inito. In which. Hro iya tawid.
Ayo repair. Inito. UIR.
Rig. You kids.
Garrett. EU. Into you.
Tayo.
And into UEL. Into you refer. Into you.
Greek. UI. Ayo repair.
And Garrett. Into you. At you. At you.
UIR. UIR.
And which. Into you. Garrett. You. Into you. You. Into you. And which.
Ayo repair. Into you. Image. UER. Harayu. In wedge. Kid. And which. You I
Finito. Ak EU refer.
Dayo. You and Dayo. You I you
In
Dayo.
which you are kids.
And which you I Dayo. Dayo. You I
Finito.
Gere. You refer. Okay. And which you refer. You Dayo. You I Dayo. You refer.
Into you. And Garrett.
Greek.
And
Rig. Kids. Ini kids.
And which you I Greek. Dayo. In Greek. Dayo. Anito. You I
in UEL.
And which in Greek. And which Dayo. I refer. In you and Anito. Dayo. I refer. And Dayo. Ayo Dayo. Enito.
Get at you.
And with you Dayo. Ayo you I
And around.
In which. Ini Maya.
Inich erect. In Greek. Dayo. Enito.
India. Get at you.
And ayo refer. You ayo refer. Enito. Ayo refer. You ayo refer. You I
Into you. And
Dayo.
Garrett.
Ayo refer.
Which kid? Into you. At you.
Enito.
Rig Maya.
And which at you.
You I
In which I kids.
Garrett. And at you.
Ayo refer.
Into you.
Inich kid. Bea.
Garrett. And which you.
Finito.
You I Bea.
Into you.
Into you.
Into you.
Rig.
Kid.
And which in UEL.
In which kids.
Greek. You ayo Dayo.
Finito. Ak Aya Iatu. Rig.
You Bea.
Garrett. You. Into you.
Inich erect.
Finito. In which. Kids.
Garrett. You. Garrett. UEL.
And ayo refer. Dayo. You ayo refer.
Into you. And
And you Dayo.
Garrett. You. And which into you. Into you.
Finito. Rig you refer. Kids.
In which you refer. Kid I know.
Garrett. UEL. Into you. Into you. In UEL.
I don't know if I can
Into
bring this back.
UEL. Garrett. Into you. Into you.
Finito.
Into you.
Kids.
Into you.
I might be too aggressive.
And which
Pro kid. You I
into you. You. Go into you. And which into you. Into you. UEL.
Rig kids.
Into you.
Finito. Maya.
Into you.
Maya.
Gere. In you know. Inich erect.
And which into you. Into you.
In which Rig. Ro Iatu.
Inside you.
Into you. Into you. And at you.
In who I hear.
Gereg.
kid, in which
Into you.
Recro aya ikro ia tawi,
In which.
Into you. Into you. Into you.
baya,
Into reg. In which kid.
rig kid,
Into kid.
kid,
Crow you bear.
You into you. Gary. You.
rig kid,
In you. Into you.
Get kid ihoti.
in kid,
Gary. You. Into you. And into you. You. Into you.
Alright.
You. Into you. You. Into you. And you. In you. Gary. In you. You. Into you. Gary. In you. You.
rig kid,
Image kid.
In you. Into you. Into you. Gary. Into you. Into you. Into you. And into you. Gary. Into you. And Gary. Into you. Into you.
Into you.
You. And you.
In which kid. In you kid.
And into you. Gary.
finito, eu refer, kid,
Into you. Into you.
And at you.
rig,
At you. N-U-E-L. Into you. You.
Here kid.
in which tayo, aya, rig,
Go into you.
finito, ak, kid, in which rig, eu, kid,
And here at you. Into you.
finito, rig, ak, eu, refer, uir, kid,
In you kid.
Go you.
finito, in kid,
In which you. Ihoti kid.
And into you. Go into you. You. Into you. Go into you. And you.
rig, finito, tayo, kid,
Gary. Into you.
rig,
Here.
ak, eu, refer,
In kid.
And go. And
And throw in Yahweh. In you and kid.
into you. Gary. At and which.
in which
Gary.
Image regular atai veya.
Into India Gary.
Into you kid. Image reg you kid.
rig, in tayo,
And into you.
Into you. Arai you. Are you kid?
Gary. Into you. And into you. Into Gary. You. And into you.
In which kid?
India into you eat Gary and guilty into Gary into you and wedge Gary into you and wedge
Twig. Tie. Hochi.
you into you Gary into you
Finito. Aya.
Image right you. Entio. Ihoti. You at image erect. You refer kid.
eat and Gary into you eat you at you into you eat into you eat into you eat into you eat and Gary
Entio. In which
King. Hochi. In which you refer at King.
into you
Entio. Image kid.
into you and which into you at you
Twig.
Gary. En kid.
Finito.
Iak. You ihot crow in Yahweh.
Twig.
GG. Ah. Victory! I thought I was done for a second, but all you gotta do is live. All you gotta do is just live. I thought I had the game once I got this position sorted out, but I don't think my units were set up in a good spot, and I got cooked on that fight while trying to take the town center and grab this gold mine. Maybe I was a little too hasty to try and grab that one, but I was in such a good spot. I was winning so hard and threw on that spot, but we were in a great spot. Oh well, what can you do? What you can do is you can just make migdols. You can't kill migdols. You just make more migdols. And after you've started making it, make some more. This is some yeah, I did get boiling oil. God. Look. Do I get any tower upgrades? Just the first one. I was supposed to get this upgrade as well, but I forgot. It doesn't really matter. I got the important upgrade for my migdols to make them pew harder. But yeah, this is a tough matchup for Ra. You have to do a lot of things correct to win. And I did a lot correct early game. I mean, I did have a really nice gold mine. He also didn't Kronos rush me, which I was hoping he would, because that would have been peak failure. And life would have been very, very nice for me. I think he went for like Hero Citizen start, no? I don't know. I don't know if he I don't know if he did or not. Looks like he's got no Hero Citizens remaining. Oh. GG. Oh, I didn't record that one. God damn it. That's definitely that's a tuber. And Tika struck one big top with not 12. Yeah. Do I think Egyptian full barracks army can work Axeman Slinger? Depends on the matchup. I considered full barracks here, but then I was like, surely making every single unit under the sun makes the most sense. That's what it felt like to me. Who's this guy? Who was I playing against? Stone, please. This guy is a random Brazilian. I broke his 100%. Get fucked. Ha! You smurfing smurfer? Yeah, that's right. Victory is mine. I'll send you back to where you came from. Kronos needs a nerf, but he doesn't actually because it's all about skill. All you got to do is be skilled. Let's go. Yeah, victory. We killed the 100% smurf. That makes me happy. Now he has to put the smurf in the bin and start again. You can't keep playing. That's the rule. If you smurf, you're not allowed to play after you lose because it doesn't like 100%. You need to be 100% win rate. Otherwise the account doesn't count. What do you guys think of this build order? You love me, but I'm wrong about Kronos? Mate, was this game not entertaining? Answer me that question. Was this game not entertaining? This game is peak entertainment. This was fun from the start to the very end. I would hate it if it was not fun from the start to the very end because I knew that Kronos sucked. That's what he was at. He used to suck. Now he doesn't suck anymore. And because he doesn't suck, everyone wants to nerf him. That's my position. I'm like, he's strong, man. I just want the other gods to have some help. Like, for example, North starting with a Hersa would be a nice little start. Not just for the Kronos matchup, but a whole bunch of other ones. But apparently I'm stupid on that one as well. I don't know who the Smurf is. Some Brazilian. Doesn't matter. We broke his 100. We broke his 100%. That's all that matters. I would like to cast a game now, but because because Gerbot's sleeping on the job. Where is Gerbot? The replays are not quite working for me, so I haven't got any from the last 2 days. So I guess we just have to go through the actual profiles and see if we can find some. I can look at this guy. Let's see if there's a good one here. This does not look like there was a good game here. So let me go to someone else. Actually, I can do this. Let's watch one of this guy's game. He's pretty good, I heard. I heard he's pretty good at the game. Is there anyone worth watching here? The Out of Sync game? No. Apple, do you ever play any actual good games? Or is it always just ending super fast? It like ends fast when you lose. It ends fast when you win. Ridiculous. I'll find someone else to cast. Here we go. This guy's the best. Surely he's going to have some entertaining games for us. This is really slow. It's really hard for me to find these games now. Do I think Egyptian Greek need buffs? No. Games that don't go past 4 minutes ain't fun. There are allowed to be rushes in a game. I think we have to agree on that much. if you can't attack your opponent with anything, okay, so there's two types of rushes. There's a rush which is unfair. For example, one such rush that was unfair was the Peach Blossom Spring immediate gather into ridiculous fast advance time Yatsa rush when the Yatsa was absolutely broken. That was unfair, right? That shouldn't be in the game because there's like no conceivable way to even get past it. But rushes that should be in the game are things like Thor advancing really quick and sending his Herser to kill you, right? Those are units that you can actually fight against, right? Those are units that you can build walls and break down, right? What Kronos rushing you with a couple of automatons early on at 3 minutes isn't like a crazy fast time, is defendable by literally every god. Now, there could be something about the follow-ups being too much power. I don't know, but the game would still go on. But I feel like if somebody does these type of attacks, you should, as a community, we should all just be like, okay, this is part of the game. Let's try and figure out how to beat it for this thing, because you can. There's like the groundwork is laid out. The god is not 100% win rate god. So you just play the game, play the defender, have fun being the defender. I should say that I am considering changing my merch store. So it's going to be late for Christmas, but I will be changing my merch store to somewhere else soon. Anyways, that's my two shticks about the whole Kronos thing. Can I play Loki? I can play random. Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll find a Loki game for you. How about that? Show you how much power this Loki has in it. Let's do this. All right, this one will do. Nice game of Loki here. We'll see if the Loki player can win. I see two very, very strong players facing off against each other. Two top 4 finishers of recent tournaments. For some reason it's not downloading though. The website knows. I have an idea. Give me a second here, Mr. It is down. How am I supposed to do this? Jabot! No! No, we're good. We got it. Don't worry about it, guys. We got it. Stop worrying. It's just down for a second. It's all good. Okay, are you ready for the game? Let's watch S tier Loki in the hands of one of the best players in the world. What is happening here? Nothing's working anymore. No. Okay, now it is this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for some Age of Mythology here as spawning in the top of the map, playing as the blue Loki. His name is Izamato. His opponent today, playing none other than the best god in the game by far, bar none. This is El Numero Uno in the food chain. The god to beat. The man playing it. The Champions League Season 4 tournament winner. None better than him at the moment. On the best god up against the lowly Loki. Well, we'll see how it's going to go as the Berserk has charge into the main base, gets the spy drop down, and he is off to the races, searching around the map for every little what thing he can find. Let's check out the relics. On the top of the map, we have Hermes' winged sandals. Huge relic here for our Loki aficionados. Making our Herso go faster, and that they can go really, really fast. That's all that really matters there. Over on the left-hand corner of the map, we do have the Girdle of Hippolyta, which is ranged soldier hit points plus 10%. Another huge relic here for our Loki player, but also big for our Uranos player as well. If you can grab us that, that's going to help the Terma, which can be very, very strong, and also helps out those Carabalista, which are even more powerful. The one advantage here for Uranos is that you can get your temple down really quickly and grab these relics super fast. I haven't really seen anyone doing it though. It's like obvious. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone doing it, but Uranos can literally have, what have I seen? On the map key where, you know, all the relics are in the center of the map, you can have like 4 relics in your temple by like 2 minutes into the game or something crazy. Like literally 4 relics by 2 minutes into the, you could already have them all. Of course, on this map, they're a little bit further away. Anyways, let's keep going. We've got the Tail of Cerberus over here, which is Myth Unit Special Attack Recharge Time minus 25%. Another beautiful relic there for both. Definitely for the Oceanus users out there. And over on the right-hand corner of the map, there is the Tusk of Dankang. Just a nice little bit of extra food in your main base. That can just be very nice, especially if you're the defender. If you're like the Loki player in this matchup, probably going to be wanting to grab that. Meanwhile, Izamato making some early game mistakes here, dropping a dwarf over onto the food. Really need to be having that one over on gold here. And that's also slowing down his temple. In fact, Izamato is like, I'm playing against Atlantean. Let's just take the slowest possible advance time we can here. Because why not? Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Well, Prometheus is on the way. It's just like a 4-minute advance time. There is going to be a sky passage getting dropped, but I really don't like this. I think this is like a really, I don't want to call it a noob mistake because this player is much better than I am, but there's a little bit of a noob mistake. Dropping a sky passage this early. The reason is you don't gain anything from this. You don't need to, you're just wasting the resources building the sky passage, and you don't need to be over on this food early on. You can do this much, much later, and it slows down all of the rest of what's going to be happening in your main base. Like, it slows down your military units coming out. It slows down your economy coming in. It just slows everything down for you to have a sky passage up that you would otherwise be able to get up anyways because your opponent is the defender in this matchup. That's my take on the whole matter, at the very least. But nonetheless, Izamato here is going to be going for a whole bunch of Herso. He's getting himself walled up, nice and defensive. A little bit of a wooden wall coming up over onto this side as well. As more Herso to be on the way, as we will be seeing Carabalista and Mamillo, which makes a lot of sense. You don't necessarily even need to make Mamillo in this specific matchup. You can actually go for Catapultes and Carabalista and Prometheans, and it can be very, very difficult to hold that sort of a unit composition, especially if there are sky passages placed on positions like this here, right? To hit this gold mine, and also maybe one over on this side to lock that all off. Like I said, you are if you are the defender in this matchup, then the Uranos player, or if you have to be the defender in the matchup, then the Uranos player gets full map control. They can slap those sky passages wherever they want, and life can get very, very tough very, very quickly. But that is incredibly aggressive from one Mr. Rappel, the red color 2 here. Carabalista on the early, going for a bit of a scout. Does see the Great Hall. What else has he seen here? Just the Great Hall at this moment. There's a couple of raiding cavalry will be in, and the Catapultes will start coming through. But this is not how this army composition moving forward like this is very, very dangerous. Because this isn't really how this comp works. The comp works with having, basically having 5-ish Carabalista, if not more, and then a whole line of infantry units in the front, like a death ball type thing. If Izamata can get us around here, life is going to get very, very tough for the Rappel very, very shortly. He has spotted over onto this side, the Sky Passage, over on that position. I mean, there's still Hunt in the main base he could be eating as well, but he's leaving that there for the time being as the Troll comes forward. We'll splash those Murmillos away, get a little bit of damage off, pull back, and I imagine a healing spring of some variety is going to come in here shortly as these raiding cavalry are just searching around. Does he have Eyes of the Forest? Yes, he does. Eyes in the Forest is in. You can see the mini-map here. Whole bunch of line of sight just sitting up here for just a little bit longer. He's going to search around for any oracles to kill off and all the other good stuff. There's the Carabalista. Just a little bit of damage done here as those raiding cavalry will be able to sneak around onto the back. Rappel needs to be killing these off like immediately. Even a shockwave onto them wouldn't be a terrible idea. He does go for it, wandering forward here, back onto that back line. A huge amount of damage to come in, but he loses both of the hero Carabalista in the main base as well. He's getting tighter down as Rappel is going to be losing citizens behind this. Somehow, some way, Izamata manages to win that fight with half of his raiding cavalry out of position. He picks off 2 citizen, and he has just now found himself a crazy advantage here. The Oracle goes down, and Izamata is going to have to pull back from the front, but he just leveled this game. He's still getting citizen kills. Rappel is asleep at the wheel as he finally recognizes that. He's going to pop over into the manor there now, but that is pain for the Rappel in this one. As this citizen over here is going to start shanking. He does have enough for a Valor here if he wants to just turn and shank and then Valor it up. No real problems where that's concerned, but decides to jump into the other place there. Is over onto this side. Still going to be fighting this one off as the Throw-in Axeman need to start microing back. I think he actually can win this fight with good control, but he has to snipe off the Catapulti heroes. And he does decide, okay, out of there, let's go. He does spot himself a little Oracle on this side. Going to go after that one as well. As a Draugr spawns! And he will be able to kill off the Oracle as well, as it does get converted into a hero there. That was Heart of the Titans there, allowing him to convert that quickly. Not the best of myth unit spawns for Izamata, but he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. He does force out another Valor onto a unit rather than a citizen. So every time you can do that, it's kind of a win. Of course, like if they get health back, then that's a lose, but you can't really stop. It's not a loss. It's not a crazy loss. It's kind of a big win. Anyways, nonetheless, the raiding cavalry will pull back. Izamata here, equal 1 villager count, in front on military. He's forced out 1 shockwave at the moment, and he is looking incredibly clean with it so far with the Loki. Now we've got alluvial clay coming in, Prometheans, more Murmillos. In the main base here for the Rappel, still no armory upgrades. In fact, doesn't even have himself the Theft of Fire technology here. Now, Izamata wandering forward. I mean, this type of a fight here with the Sky Passage, if Rappel is actually there, well, this is not going to be an easy fight to take for Izamata. But Rappel, he's caught out of position. He turns, and he's going to be taking it. You really want to be sitting on top of that Sky Passage if you can. I don't know why he's forcing this. Just pop into the main base, come over onto this Rhinoceros, and be completely fine here. Great control there from Izamata. The shoot and scoot. Can take down the Sky Passage and continue along here. But such a scary position to be in. The fact of the matter is, though, there is a healing spring, and this might be the idea for Izamata to go full send here. The raiding cavalry managed to break through, picking off 1 Carabalista. Going after those Terma is going to be a must here as well, but it doesn't quite managed to deal with all of these units here. The trolls are going to be huge as the thrown action will need to pull back. Those Promethean offspring going to be getting some good damage done as Izamata continuing to dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge with his thrown axeman. As Izamata will pull back for the time being now. Turns. Try to pick up a couple of those Promethean offspring. All the other good stuff here. Getting off some of the Terma. Doing what he can. But Rappel kind of won that fight. He's forced Izamato all the way back. And now the most difficult part for Izamato is he's on a secondary gold mine. So Rappel here, he doesn't have to go too crazy with this. You don't have to all in at this point. But he needs to spend all of his resources, have his sky passages set up all over the place, build up for his big fat nuke coming in, and ensure that he has an answer for all the trolls that are coming. Prometheans swinging around onto this top side. A couple of Hersa will already be in to defend here. As they will pull back for the time being. Keep himself away from the Ursa. Do what he can. One more units are going to be coming forward as bombs getting dropped from Rappel. That is incredibly strange to see. This is a... He could just jump through the sky passage and be on hunt. I don't understand. Nonetheless, Ursa over here getting chased down. Just take all the villagers off of wood, come over onto food, and then just pump out units. All right, another great haul for Izamato. He is spread thin here. Realistically, he should want to be here and here with his villagers. As Hero Karabalista does get spotted, gets surrounded. That's huge, taking that one out as Rappel on the front now getting caught out yet again. Karabalista Hero, it's so many resources. It's a unit that, in this matchup, realistically, should never die. So raiding cavalry come through, get a little bit more damage done. There are 4 trolls now for Izamato as Rappel is feeling like he needs to charge forward, but that is not going to be an option for him just yet. 2 hero Terma enough to scare off the trolls, but Izamato sees Rappel out of position. He says, hang on, your Karabalista are yet again out of position. Snipes that one down before the fight even starts. An Aina respawn for this fight. Absolutely gigantic there to boost up all of those units. And Rappel's army gets eviscerated here. And Rappel taps out as Izamato takes out the best god in the game. With Loki of all gods. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. All you got to do is be really, really good with this Loki god, and you too can be a winner in the sweepstakes of Age of Mythology ladder ranked points. Yeah, there was a lot. I think Izamato played this really well. I couldn't pick up all too many mistakes that he was making, but yeah, Rappel has got a long way to go with this this Uranos. Not exactly sure what he was trying to do. Generally, Oceanus is the best play against Norse. Prometheus works, but you're playing for a death ball. You're playing defensive until you get yourself that ball of units that the Norse player can't kill. And then you're looking for all the value, right? And the fact of the matter is, because you've got the sky passages, the Loki player can't really get any damage done onto you anyways. You literally just sit in the sky passages and slowly push forward. But yeah, anyways, GG, well played. Not the best of games, but a game nonetheless. Would someone like to play a video game versus me? How to win over Loki as Zeus? I don't know. Seems like a pretty even matchup though. Whoops. Sat fat not level? True. True. But join anyways. All right, seeing as it's Christmas, here we go. Prometheus? Yeah, Prometheans are definitely a thing. I used them in a game the other day. I played a game versus Illuminati's Egyptian with them, and I made a lot. It's the regional team game tournament happening. I don't think that one's happening, no. I did hear DoD is doing something after. It'll be on YouTube at some point in the next week or so, yeah. You could find it in the VODs somewhere. Was I gonna say? Yeah, I heard DoD is gonna do a tournament after Pandora's Box 2 for team games. So in March? April. I heard it's April. It's in the VOD of yesterday. I can't remember. Was it yesterday? Did I play yesterday? I don't think I played yesterday. I played on Monday. Yeah, it was on Monday. I think we're going to have a bit of a funky team game here, but that's okay. We'll play one team game, maybe one more 1v1, and then I might call it for tonight. I wonder if that guy is still playing. Did we ruin his Smurf? Uh-oh, there's an internal error on my AOM stats page. I'm just too happy that I managed to kill the 100% Smurf. Nothing brings me more joy than killing 100% Smurfs. Okay, sure. Let's play. Not giving Santa any time for gifts? Sure, I am. Santa comes in the middle of the night. I will be asleep. We're on the map key. We're playing as this god. Oh, I'm going to be so mean. Actually, no. I'll find something. I'll find something less mean.
Nani? Nani? Makasete. Ryo kai.
준비完了.建築担当.
Hail Cerberus.
建築氷.
Which gods do I get as well again with this? None of these are fun.
準備的カーリー 指示ある
Here we go. Maybe it's like one town sent a fast mythic. Maybe that's the play. Oh, hello there. Yeah, up against Dingo.
なんだ建築採掘
何行くね任せて 準備できたよ、カーリー
指示は
何
Need a house, don't I?
準備完了
なんだ建築短期
So I'll
氷
just put it here.
何了解
This Miko can go. Actually, you know what? You can go forward and we'll look for relics.
準備できたよ任せて
Specifically that one. I'll get one more. Miko, we'll go up to 4.
何カーリ
That could be fun.
ーなんだ了解行くね了解はい任せて
The more Miko, the stronger we are.
カーリ
Maybe I'll get one more. Just for absolute YOLO's sake.
ー行くね了解
Is that too many?
行
Maybe?
くね
I don't know.
任せて
Might be. Uh-oh. Abaxi is... Oh, he's on my team.
準備できたよ了解はい
I'm fairly sure this is how you're supposed to play team
Okay,
games.
何行くねカーリー何なんだはい採掘
準備行くぞ採掘ん建築短期氷
何了任せて
Oh.
行くね
My relic's not there.
了解はい了
It's
解
been stolen. It's no good.
なんだ木こり 準備完了はい任せろ行くぞ建築担当
何指示ある任せて準備で行くね
Uh-oh.
了解指示ある
んカリ木こり了解家畜
何何はいカーリー家畜なんで任せて行くね何何準備できたよ了解指示ある何はい任せてなんだ了解はい行くね何はい準備できたよ指示何了解はい
はい建築担当
なんだ行くね任せはい了解 何
I do not know what
何 指示ある
what these guys are up to, but
準備完了
任せ家畜
I don't care.
準備できたはいレオ行くね家畜指示任せて建築担当行くねなんだはい何レオかはい行くね
なん攻撃だ採掘
準備できたよ攻撃よ指示任せ攻撃行くね何なんはい何レオはい任せてカグラ準備カグラ何
Dude,
了解
what is that?
家畜
They're finding my stuff. This is so
指
mean.
示ある
I'm also lagging crazily.
指示は
Okay, next move is a castle.
何なんだはい何木こり準備なんだカグラ何カグラ指示ある
So he just wander forward and drop this here. That's a good idea. I think Fernandinho is having some troubles. He's not. Nah, I think his Raven spotted this.
何行く了解かまはい行く了解任せて何建築担当建築担当準備カグラシカグラ
準備建築担当
なんだ建築担当建築担当準備的カグラカグラ指示や何建築採掘
Why does it take so long to build a castle? I don't understand.
なんだ了
You
解
guys could probably all just come over onto gold here.
はい採掘
Because I need to get... I got all the food on the front.
準備か指示は建築行くぞ次はなんだ
準備できたよ
なんだ了解
Let's see. Are they booming or not? That's the big question. We get another...
準備完了
I need some more wood for more Mikols. They really do cost quite a bit, these bad boys.
行く了解はい行くね
That's okay. We'll get there eventually. And I guess we go... The question is, do we go for the Asura? Or for this guy? What's more fun? I think the Asura is more fun, right? Birds? Nah, there's no way birds are more fun. I don't believe that for a second. As long as I don't miss. It's impossible to miss. This is an undodgeable god power. I'm really not liking my god path here. I have this thing as well. What do you actually cost? Jesus, no.
指示ある
I'll grab that later.
なんだ何了解
That'll do. What do you cost? Jesus, that's expensive as well. Okay, we're almost there.
準備できたよカーリー
何よか指示は建築担当木こり
Okay, he's got a castle up in front of me. No, a town center. That's not
指示あ
good.
る何何任せカーリ
なんだ
ーなんだ準備できたよ建築担当
Let's just come over here, drop another one of these things. Because our castle has ruined the entire thing for us.
カーリー
We should be able to get Gorhei wands soon.
準備完了任せろカリ
Do I get a second temple is the big question. I really don't think I need this much.
家畜
I nearly have 200. I should get a stable, actually, shouldn't I? At the very least, I can have one Deuterino for my stuff. The second Goshin Boku would be good, but I don't plan on losing any of my myth units because I have this god power. Impossible to lose units, god power. Maybe I should get a temple. Yeah, let's get a temple.
なんだ
Oh, stable first. No, we'll get a stable.
採掘
I'll get the temple later.
何
準備行くぞ了解
Alright, you guys come back. What does that do? Hero trait now. It costs too much favor. I mean, we'll get a temple.
建築採掘
Does that Tale of Cerberus affect?
何建築採掘
Okay. He's scouting me. He's going for another town center. This guy's gonna have so many resources on me.
Hmm? 赤建築担当
はい建築担当建築担当
よかろう。わしがやろう。出る用意。何かすむ。指示を霊を任せてくれ。なん準備よし。任せてくれ。命令準備でよし。
なんだ
指示ははい建築担当
撃て。
準備完了
準備行くね木こりなんだ建築担当
準備で何を任せてくれ。突撃だ。
何
なんだ準備で何戦だ。なんだ行くぞ。
Okay.
撃て。
Get him!
指示あるはい木こ
That's
り
fun.
命令
Well, Dingo, I just built the guys!
買うぞ。何だ任せ。
指示あるなんだ任せ建築担当
My fun just begun!
よし突撃だ。命令準備なんだ行くぞ。
了解任せ行くね
撃て。
準備できたよはい行くね建築担当なんだ建築担当
Fine.
何了解
14 mins of prep for 30 seconds of fun.
戦だ。何だ行くぞ。
指示あるはい行くね
準備で
準備できたよ任せ最終
なんだ行くぞ建築担当
なんだ
I think I overdid it on favor income. I just can't spend it. The resources don't come in fast enough.
なんだ
なんだ任せて準備で。
指示了解行くねはい了解攻撃よ
撃て。
何なんだ準備できたよ任せて行くね何任せて 何はいレオ採掘なんだいく採集
任せろ建築
準備で
担当
よし向かおうぞ
指示あるはい何
よし
Go, Mayasura!
よしなんだレイレ突撃だ
何任せて
準備完了建築担当
何だレイレ撃て準備で戦だ何だレイレ行くぞ準備で何だよし任せてくれよしなんだレイレ任せてくれ何だ撃て準備で
指示は建築作業
何だ向かおうぞ突撃だ準備で
Well,
準備できたよ
we did 22,158 damage with our Sura. That's gotta feel good, right? These guys seem really strong. I feel like everyone should be building these guys. Tengu are broken? What do you mean? My Tengu only did 997 damage, whereas my Asura did 22,000 damage. The Tengu carried. Nerf the Tengu! I feel like I should have had more of these guys out. I had 11 by 17 minutes. Doesn't feel very good. 12 coming, 13 possible. No, they're 35. Holy moly, they're expensive. We found the new OP unit to abuse, guys. Japan gets a giant fireball guy and Tyr gets a wolf. Hey man, I didn't write the mythology. All right. I think I've hit my limit for today. Imagine if I had 2 Asura there and 3 Goshin Bokkers. That's true. That's true. I could have done that. That would have been really smart. I think I'm done for tonight. I'm a little pooped and we have Christmas tomorrow. I'm not actually sure when my next stream is. 27th? I think I have one on 27th, one on 29th. Then I think I'm away on the 30th, 31st, and 1st. And there should be a long stream on the 2nd, and it should just be long streams from then on. But I am going to go to bed. Merry Christmas to everyone. Make sure you all eat food, be happy, be merry. and all the other good stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. I'm gonna raid Thunder AOM. See ya.